Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. I'm almost done. I'm almost done my toast. One moment, I'm sorry. Kitty cat, come stream for me. No chance. It's got peanut butter on it. I mean, it's peanut butter on, I don't know, some whole grain toast with a bunch of seeds and stuff in it. I'm like a squirrel over here. Alright, I'm gonna go put this plate away. We got this. Okay, alright. Pardon me. My apologies. I am here. I have acquired coffee so I don't have to get up again. And I have hit a bit of a hard wall in terms of what I'm doing while waiting for 10.1. Thus the feeling the ultage. How are you today? They have Dave's Killer Bread up there. Not so much. I feel like most baking companies don't span borders. Something about freshness and food import. It's possible, but we have Portofino, which is very tasty. Quite expensive, but it's good bread. But there's also a lot of local bakeries. So if I'm in an area, sometimes I'll pick up a bread from one of those. Cupcake Chaos, thank you for the 30-month resub. Hello, Hazel. Happy 30 months. I am never online anymore, but glad to see you this morning. Glad to have you. Munch. Oh, yeah. Polls, voting on alts. There's not so much that I feel, and maybe this is just my biases talking, it's not so much that I feel that I would be contrarian for the sake of being contrarian, but if I don't feel like I wanted to play an alt, and that it was coming from me, I don't feel like I would enjoy it as much. Alright, we're doing, well, you know, that's one of the great things about the WoW character creation screen, is that there's a bajillion D options, and you gotta find something that speaks to you. My bag keeps getting turned into a combined bag, and I keep turning it off, and it's trying to tell me something. And I am not here to listen. Alright, I'm gonna repost these just for something doing. Another 1,200 invis pots. I'm not even gonna look to see if it's profitable to craft other stuff. That's not why I'm here today. So, I was talking about this a little bit yesterday. I've got characters that I want to level from 60 to 70, but I'm gonna give it until they have until I can upgrade their heirlooms at least. It won't help a crazy amount, but it'll help somewhat. So that's the fate of Honeyplum, Hazeline, both wearing heritage armor, this troll hunter, an extra pair of druids, and then I've got a warlock and a rogue here. I've got a couple of different ways I could go about picking what I want to level next. One of the logical ways would be, hey, take a race that you have yet to unlock heritage armor for, and level an alt of one of those, and then you're unlocking heritage armor. Bada bing, bada boom, you know. There's options. I need a fair few of them. And I shouldn't kid myself too heavily. Hi, kitty cat. that I'm going to have this alt be hyper close to my heart for the next like couple of months, because this alt is going to be very close to my heart for the next 2 days. And then patch 10.1 is going to come out, and then I'm going to be doing things on my main and then on my PvP characters. So this is like something I'll hopefully want to come back to, but I'm probably not going to finish it before then, which usually means it's a bad time to start. But you know, when the itch strikes, one must scratch. Main was opening a small chest, fell out of the game into a weird in-between space, is stuck there. Then there's an unstuck thing you can do. But I've in the past gotten summons as well to get me out of stuff like that. Yep, it's Guy. Thank you for the 33-month resub. So many heritage armors I need to get, but my mouse somehow hovers over Night Elf every time I create a new alt. That's kind of the other thing I was thinking, is that, well, yes, there are races that I need. There are races that I need heritage armor for. There's a reason I haven't leveled them yet. They're not races that I tend to take to very much. I was looking at Worgen this morning, because I don't have Worgen heritage armor. And I was looking at all the different things they can be, and I was looking at their different animations. And I was looking at the different body types, because I was thinking, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong, because I always make one of these, and I do some of this, and that's not working. I don't really want any more druids. I have 3 druids. I play one of them, and it's too much. It's too many. 1 druid is too many druids, and I have 3, so I don't think I want to make more for my alts. They're just too messy in the bars region. And then for Worgen, in either body type, I feel like the casting's just not really my jam pajamas. He just looks a little fancy in the funny in the fancy clothes. So then when I go to for Worgen, then I mean, anything can be a hunter, but I was thinking about being a Windwalker monk Worgen, because I had this, somebody mentioned, you know, hey, you can use, you know, hidden fist weapons. You can go kind of like unarmed and do, you know, you would be sort of like you could mog it like kind of a feral sort of Worgen that's just sort of mauling things with the claws. And I thought, well, that's neat. But then I was looking at the animations, and they're really, it's not so much a maul, and it's really more of a jab. Like they're very disciplined Worgen monks. I'd probably be better off with a warrior if I wanted that kind of if I just wanted to be a dog that bites people. Might totally fall in love with the alt, you never know. This is true. Other races that I need include Dwarf, Blood Elf, Goblin, and Tauren. I can't believe I don't have a Tauren. I guess I have a High Mountain Tauren. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to not restore anything I've deleted for this. Yeah. This is Wormbin. He's still level 19. I haven't leveled him in ages, but I can't delete him. He's too cool. Yeah, she's a High Mountain. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Is I have a High Mountain Tauren, but not a regular Tauren. She is a druid, so what would a regular Tauren be for me? Beef for me. Again, I usually have done druids. I like Tauren Hunter a little bit better than I liked like the other one. And then just because they're so physically big, I feel like I like them as tanks. Like it's kind of a prot warrior thing. But again, what if I just don't need heritage armor? You know, I don't have it, and I've never had Tauren heritage armor. And up until this point in my life, I think that's been okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe I should level something else that's like speaking, you know. But the achievement, what if I don't need that either? What's it for? What does it do? Why is it for me? It'd be useful if you play that race. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, maybe it's okay that I don't have Worgen heritage armor, because clearly I don't really want to play a Worgen. There's a lot of cool ones. And, you know, they look nice decorating the character screen. I like mogging heritage armor onto, like, my mount run alts. But anyways, if I was going to make an alt that was not for the sake of heritage armor, and I'm just doing me, I feel like it becomes one of 3 things. Walk like a soft cow, carry a big hammer. Yeah, Calm the Wolf does help with Worgen, but it doesn't quite sorted out. It's better, but it's not quite, it doesn't quite give me happy feelings about it. I wish I could see him here. What does he do? Yeah, that's a little bit cool. It's also a little bit strange. Why is he a dog? You know? There's... I don't know. Anyways, the three things that... I do enjoy his hair completely covering his face. He looks like he belongs in a van with big sunflowers on the side of it. So what I'm thinking is... And these are all duplicates of things I already have, which is because I like to play these classes, but it's funny that, like, there's all these classes that I don't have any. Like, I don't have a demon hunter, I don't have a monk, I don't have a paladin, I don't have a mage, and yet I'm not really thinking of making any of those things. I don't know what I got against mages, man. They look great on paper, they just don't click with me. So, the three things... One of them would be an undead caster. Possibly a shadow priest. I don't know why I would need to level a new character in order to reacquaint myself with whatever the heck shadow priests are doing these days. But I have despite the fact that they walk around life as like a purple smoke cloud, even with the glyph, I have a lot of nostalgia for shadow priests. I have some nostalgia for undead shadow priests from a long time ago. And I am curious as to how they work these days. Now, I could just set it all up on my gnome priest or my human priest. There's no cause for me to level another one, but cause is apparently not that important to me. What Shadow's doing is changing in big ways in 2 days? So my second option that I've been kind of thinking about is Warlock. Again, something I already have. I have Boy. I don't want to disrespect the good name of Boy too much, but an undead warlock sounds kind of cool. But also, there's like a lot of other warlock races that also seem kind of sick. I might even be able to talk myself into doing it on like a blood elf or something that does not have that I don't have heritage armor for yet. I know I said I was going to do a blood elf paladin because there's like a whole extra thing you get for them, but apparently I don't care that much. So, you know, Warlock can be all kinds of things. They are a pet class. They're a caster. They just kind of sound fun. I don't know why. I had some notions about trying to figure out a DPS spec next season for, you know, just like, I'd say LFR. If I think I'm doing LFR more than once, I am kidding myself. There's options there. And then the third option is, why not another hunter? What if this is the chosen hunter, etc., etc.? What are you wanting out of this other than being happy? I just want to be happy. I want to have fun. I want to have a couple of enjoyable streams leveling, and then maybe some enjoyable downtime leveling. And I'd like to be happy. That's really the primary thing here. Never go wrong with a hunter. Started an LFD monk. Loving it. World marker bar. I'm not using world marker bar. I'm looking for the question now, though. What were we looking for? Look on I can't level my warlocks. I don't have to. Meow. Gnome girls. I can't find what the question was looking for. Think of a Mog you want? Class race will flow? We're from the same planet of so many else just out of fun and love for leveling. Okay, so would I really level in like a shadow priest? Would I do that? Would it changing in 2 days impact that? Maybe. So if I want it, would I be one of these? Would I be one of these? What else would I be? I'm not too worried about dwarf yet. I don't think I'm gonna be a Worgen warlock. It's just as much as I love a good alliteration. Orc priest. I have 5 hunters. Oh, what world marker am I using to mark locations in the landscape? Just world markers. It's not an add-on. It's just default UI. If you create a group finder group, you just like list yourself in the group finder. You don't add anybody. You can make the title anything so that people don't apply. But once you've done that, you're technically in a group and you can just use the raid interface to lay down world markers. It's not an add-on at all. Stuart KP, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Leveling zones still missing the mogs from. One or two here and there for the old zones that I like to level in. I'm missing all kinds of mog from like Netherstorm, and you know, BC Shadow Moon Valley, but that is for good reason. Do I have one of these? She looks wild. I don't know what those auto-created options are. How long have they been able to use those pigtails? Were those always one of their hairstyles? I think it's maybe one of the more recent additions for them. That is something. All right. I'm not getting anywhere right now. I'm enjoying my coffee, though. Nightburn got new things in 10:05. Make the title don't join, see how many people apply. I usually do just numbers because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up for like a good mystery. It also could be like a... Like we could do like, you've got things you can do here too. Nah. I do appreciate that warlocks, when they're getting ready to cast, they just give up on spinal integrity and they really lean into it. I feel that. My gremlin stance. H. James 86X, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Hope everyone's having a cozy Saturday. Indeed. What about my Bengal? She's cute. I don't feel a strong need to level her. I feel like she's comfy where she is, and her bank is filled with primalist armor. She works very well for what she is. But if I really wanted a hunter and I really wanted to be a goblin, I'd almost make another one. Take her on the town for a stroll. Don't like modern caster stances. I love the priest ones. The priest idol, this situation, love that. It's so arrogant. It's so like removed, and I would really rather be elsewhere. And it's just a mood. Whereas the mage ones, I don't remember what mages do when they're waiting. I feel like, yeah, they're just kind of chilling. That one's neat. The warlock one's pretty aggressive. Name the races you need armor for, roll a dice, create a headcanon, go with your heart. I mean, I need armor for dwarf, blood elf, goblin, worgen, tauren, but that doesn't mean I'm not making a night elf hunter again. I keep making... Do I have one right now? No, I think I deleted it. I think I deleted the most recent one. I have a tendency to do night elf hunters. I have a troll hunter currently. I don't know what her pet is. I don't even see it here. I gotta fix this mog. This was cute while she was leveling, but she's level 60 now and she deserves better. I haven't given enough consideration to Draenei. I haven't given enough consideration to Draenei or Lightforged Draenei. I mean, I guess they can't be warlocks. They could be priests. And they can be hunters. I've always liked their racials, actually. I like the self-heal that they get. Female dwarves have awesome customizations. They really do. They really do. This used to be the thing I tried when I was first playing around in the WoW client on like a friend's computer while at their house after school. Was a Draenei hunter, you know, trying to shoot moths in the in Ammon Vale. She needed to get closer. They haven't changed all that much. Male Draenei have the fun crossbow reload. Yeah, they do the flip. They do the flip. How is Victoria, BC? Is it too expensive to live? Yes. Yes, it is. That's a big yes. True for other cities too, but it's also true here. Volpera Brewmaster. I need to, what do I need? Spirit Journey. You know, High school diary style pros and cons list. I need to follow my heart. I've had a Magheart Orc Hunter before too. That's always been fun. What do warlocks do these days? I think I'm mildly leaning warlock. Why is that? What would I bring? If I was gonna mess around, I guess I'm feeling a pet class. I do like pet classes. If I was gonna mess around in dungeons and raids as a DPS, which is not normally something I do a lot of, because healers get in easier and because I like healing, so I tend to default to that. But if I was gonna mess around in one of them, I would probably, it would be a, what spec would it be though? It would probably be either BM or Marks, because survival is just melee. It's just not really my thing, regardless of whether or not it's very good. I also think it's, people are not playing it right now. And then for Warlock, what Warlock spec do I like? What do I do as a Warlock? Probably not Destro. Chaos Bolt can only feed your soul for so long. Have you played the Warlock since the Incubus was added? He's a fun guy. Yeah. I set the, I think, random summon for my I have a gnome Warlock. Timolok's funny because you chuck imps everywhere and they explode. I like having a connection with my pet. And I guess you don't have to have a connection with the imps. You also have like your Felguard and other options as a Warlock. I'm not tanking anything, am I? I don't think I'm tanking anything. I think the thing that's talking me out of Paladin right now is if I'm kind of in the mood to DPS. I want to level as a DPS spec and I want to play a DPS for once in my life. And the Paladin DPS spec is Ret. And it just, I don't know. What's my problem with Ret? It's just like a warrior with LEDs on it. It just doesn't speak to me. Melees, I've always had a hard time connecting with melees, but Ret Paladin feels like very action figure to me, which I don't know why that's not for me, but it's just the thing. Disco warrior, too much playing, yeah. So all right, so forget Paladin. Am I forgetting Shadow? Yeah, I'm forgetting Shadow Priest. So it's going to be a hunter or it's going to be a warlock, which is funny because those are both things I already have, but we're not worrying about that because we know me. Leveling a new class? Apparently not. Apparently I'm leveling more of the same classes I already have. Do I want to be a caster or the warlocks can wear cloth. And warlocks can wear cloth. But I have a lot more male transmog now since I have a lot more male transmog than I used to since I started collecting Evoker Mog. And then I leveled a shaman and I got a bunch of stuff. I've got more to wear. Give boy a girlfriend. You don't want to be a monk? I don't think I want to be a monk. I thought about being a monk. I don't think I want to be a monk. It's one of the things that I don't have. Death Knight, Demon Hunter. Well, I guess I have a Death Knight, but he's like level 19. Demon Hunter, Monk, Death Knight, Paladin, and Mage are all classes that I don't have leveled. And I guess I don't need them. If I wanted to mess around in not only dungeon, I think I'm leaning a little bit warlock when I'm considering the idea of being in raids and in dungeons, which doesn't have to be a reality, but just when you think about the idea of it, because either of them are super fun for leveling. But then when I'm thinking about, well, what if I wanted to wait in a 45-minute solo shuffle queue? Well, that sounds like a fun thing to do as a hunter. I would be a 1200 rated solo shuffle BM hunter. I'll go press all my cooldowns at once. That sounds like a great time. If I'm a hunter in a dungeon, I'm going to have to really not take any damage because I can't spam heal myself. What really trying to play? I'm trying to DPS. I'm trying to DPS. I've been mostly healing so far in Dragonflight, and I want something that I can just have in my back pocket that I can kind of poke around with learning how to play. Probably not learn it to like a high degree of excellence, but... Okay, it sounds like... Because I don't see myself being a 1200 rated solo shuffle warlock, despite the fact that warlocks can be very good. Casting's not as much fun if you're just trying to like go in there and YOLO. You can get like interrupted, and with warlocks they kind of expect you to do things like use your teleports and use your gate and use your health stone. And I don't really remember any of those. I could maybe remember to press turtle if we're having a good day. All the classes you don't have are the ones I tend to main. It's funny how people end up in certain niches. I'm curious as to what the classes that I do tend to play have in common, because I mean, it's a lot of casters and it's a lot of healers, I suppose. But it's also, I have a rogue and I have a warrior. I have a couple of shamans, so that can't be all of it. All right. I'm gonna be... And then the question is, do I want to use one of these races that I also need heritage for? Or would I prefer to just do something that I like the vibe of? I could be one of these. I like the way they look in different old PvP armors. Is there a... Where's the button? There we go. There's the button. There's the button that gives you your racials. That gives you your heal. You get main stat. You get shadow resist. What about Light Forge? They get their death erupt. They get extra XP from killing demons. They look awesome. They get their AoE Naru blast thing. Best part about hunters, their rotation's more of a suggestion. Push buttons. The dice will answer your question. Hunter main in Dragonflight, been enjoying it a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play a hunter. I will probably mess around with warlock more later on. I think there's a very strong chance I end up with an undead warlock at some point. But I think I want a hunter. I don't think I want it to be undead. I say this. Yeah, I think I want another hunter. I have one already. Shh, shush, 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 shush. I don't think I want it to be an undead. I mean, don't tell me that I want to level the one that I already have. That's crazy, dog. Hunter's my absolute fave. And the Warfront armor's awesome. Pretty much exclusively solo, so undead's literally the most fun. I have not seen these head tattoos, and they're kind of sick. She means business. If you ever get a wolf as an undead hunter, they'll run off with your bones. Okay. I do miss wearing my cloth mog. I have a lot of cloth mog, and I do miss it greatly. This is fun. Undead look awesome after their, Undead have looked fantastic after their redesign, and I still don't have one. But for me, Undead screams Warlock. It doesn't scream Hunter at all. Trolls have a racial for pet. Orcs. Trolls have berserking. They get extra experience from killing beasts. Orcs, regular orcs get increased damage done by pets, and then Magheart orcs get increased health on their pets. Wish male undead had the same posture as female. Undead demo hunter. A demo hunter. A demo lock. Drop percentage in Razagast mount. Is there just always 2 each kill? It seems to be somewhere in the 5% range, like 1 in 20. But I don't know that for a fact. That's just my estimate based on what I've kind of seen kicking around. I've seen kills where no mounts dropped. I've seen kills with more. Warlock's so tired. It's okay, I understand. All right, I want to get closer to actually setting this up, because I'm gonna need to take my time too. With do I want to be an orc? I have an orc already, don't I? I have a regular orc that we just leveled. We have the shaman. She's Honeyplum. I don't currently have a Magheart orc, but I don't currently have a Meg Heartwork. I do like them. Pet health isn't all that. Pet health isn't as exciting though. They get faster mount speed. They also get reduced duration of poisons, diseases, and curses, which might come in handy later on. Night Elf Hunter used to be like my go-to thing, and I don't know. I feel like the Night Elf redesign almost put me off of them a little bit. I don't know what it was that happened. They're just, I think they got, and maybe this is just the way that I'm customizing them. They got like prettier. They got sort of softer around the edges a little bit in their redesign in a way that almost made me a bit disconnected from them. You've got things you can do here. You can give her some big old scars, and you can give her some, like, you know, big markings, but it's still very, I don't know, they're very cute. I expect them to be like perched on like a Twitter banner. Go for heritage armor, doing that myself right now. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Would I play a Blood Elf Hunter? Could I do that? Would I do that? What does that look like? What does my Blood Elf Hunter look like? Would she have, well, she needs to have her hair out of her way. Is it gonna be, I don't know, man. Goblin Blood Elf Hunters are a good choice too. They have more eye color options now. Not that I wouldn't necessarily put it back to green. Just the biggest ears ever. Yeah, I don't know. The wild hair with the headband? Very hunter. Here, let's see. Wild hair. They don't have one called wild. Unless we're going back for to Night Elf. Go for a fox hunter. White hair blood elf bear pets love the Tuskar transmog with it. Try changing the hair color. You've got like the blue silver, and you've also got like the white blonde. 14 the headband. Oh, headband, I see. She just doesn't look like she would survive in the woods very long. Arctic bear gives the Siberia feel, very full and floofy. Yeah. If I'm shuffling, watch me end up just randomizing it. What about this? Would I do this? It's like my Animal Crossing character hair. I used to do the single braid all the time. It's like that. Those horns are actually nice. Definitely no bling. What else they got? Different tails and tail jewelry. Blood Elves got new body jewelry too. They do. They look very nice. I just think I would do that more for like a caster. Zethyrus, thank you for the 7-month resub. Making a multi-fox or Volpera Beastmaster Hunter, 2 fox pets, fox mount, and a fox vanity pet. There's a lot of foxes. There's a great deal of foxes. Is this what I want to do? It might be what I want to do. There's so many races. Am I gonna pick Draenei? I don't have a Draenei currently. And to my knowledge, they don't have heritage armor. I don't think they have any heritage armor, so if they ever added it down the line, then if they ever added heritage armor down the line, then I would be prepared for it in advance. This is a very strong contender, and I can't explain why. I'm not doing a human. I'm not doing a dwarf. I'm not doing a night elf. Blood elf and void elf and nightborn are all out. I wouldn't do... I don't think I would do a light forged. I think I would do this over a light forged. No Kultir, no Mechanome, no Worgen, no Panda. So this is the Alliance one. For Horde... Yeah, this might be it. That might be the one. I like her. I like her little braid. It's like the right mix between cute but like not in her way, presumably. I say as a microphone-headed woman. All right, you know what? You can't argue with fate. What you can argue with, though, is figuring out what your name is. So, let me see if I can remember this. I'm just going to take a real quick screenshot of this in case I'm like, it's not the same. I'm just going to snip my options down. Because my names that I have saved, do I want to use any of them? I might. I have some nice names here. I've been sitting on Jess. I've been sitting on Squidgy. I've been sitting on Minta, which I like very much. Is girl taken? Yeah, girl's taken. Unless someone's relinquished it and I haven't noticed. Shellfish? Bog? Yeah, I don't think she's shellfish. This is a name that I was saving for, I think maybe like the Belf Paladin. But I think I need to get in the right mood to either play Prot Pally or learn Holy Pally. I don't think I'm going to be Ret. So I could use one of these, or I can start fresh and do like a new name. I don't know if any of these names are really speaking to me. This one's kind of close. That could be kind of cool. But I always liked it on a Worgen because of Jess Howlis. Shellfish must be selfish. Shellfish, I feel like, is gonna turn into like a goblin something funny. Or if they decide to pull something real weird and let us make like Niffins or something. Random Niffin named Shellfish. All right, let me sort out what we had here. We had this one was on. Just kind of looked blue, honestly. Was it that blue? We had face 1. Hair was pull through. The color was that one. Horns were curved, tendrils were thick. Tail was long but with no jewelry. Is that true? Does she want a short tail? Medium tail? Maybe medium tail with no jewelry. Okay. And then... Man, the autogen names are wild. I do love a good name with way too many vowels. Begin with vowels, end with vowels. Stuff it with vowels in the middle. I have leveled a Volpera. I had a Volpera Survival Hunter once upon a time that I used for the Survival Hunter Mage Tower Challenge. I did that once. Her name is... What speaks to me right now? They're not going to let me be Aster, are they? No. I kind of want to give her like a wildflower name. I'm going to look up a bunch of wildflowers. This is sometimes the thing that I do. Is I pick a theme And then I look up a bunch of words and then I modify them if needed. So wildflower names. Something, but not primrosy. Something a little more, I don't know, like charmingly memorable wildflower names. What a wild article. Oh, I see. So that's things like butter and eggs. Dragon's mouth. I mean, I could call her butter and eggs. That's probably not taken. Oh. She could be... Wow, these articles are not helping me at all. Scientific names. Yeah, there you go. There's a bunch of vowel words. She's not gonna be Andromeda. She could be allium and then she's just like an onion. Piece of garlic. I'm not gonna name her garlic. But if I did name her garlic, would they let me do that? They would not. Onion. No, not allium either. What else do I have in this list? She could be... Probably not echinacea. I can barely spell it. I also would like to be able to spell it. She could be... She could be did I even spell that right? Linnae. Oh no, it would be A. There'd be another A, which I'm sure you could also get away with. What flower is that? Twin flower. Forget flower names. I'm gonna call her Dalmatian toadflax. I need to go outside more. Buckbean. Can she be Buckbean? I don't think she's allowed to be Buck. She could be Buckbean. I'll take that under consideration. Oh, I got the new contract for a goblin. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. Am I getting anywhere with this, or am I just spinning my wheels here? Which of these things feels like one of my alt's names? It would probably start with like an A or an E or something. Arethusa bulbosa. Buckbean. Same new character creation process as you. What flowers have I been enjoying lately? There's nettles. There's a lot of purple dead nettles around. I could be dead nettle? I'm not going to be dead nettle. It's too gloomy. I might save that for an undead character. That's kind of cool. Conquer. Oh, you'll be happy to hear that my little horse chestnut sapling has 2 sets of leaves now. It is taken off. It's shooting for the moon. Usually when I'm delaying this much, I do it off stream. Am I embarrassed? I'm moderately embarrassed. Eggs and bacon. Cat Mint. Not me calling her Minta after all. All the herb names will be taken, right? She can't just, well, I'm not just gonna run around. Am I gonna run around on oregano? I'm gonna run around on Buck Bean. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Calm down. I don't think I want to be Sweet Pea. I think it's too cute. It's also taken. There, I'm gonna pull my list back up. May as well use the great name that you have. Minta is just like I mean, I know it's my steward name. I feel like it's for a really sweet kind of milkweed. Asclepias. Yeah, alright. She can be, can I spell it with an A? Probably can't spell it with an A. I can't spell it with an A. Alright. Her name's Aerith. Do I want to do Exiled Reach or Ammonvale? Oh, I miss Ammonvale, and I'm very nostalgic for it, but I feel like it's a mistake. But I miss Ammonvale, but I'm nostalgic for it, but I feel like it's a mistake. I feel like it's a big old mistake. It's just going to be very slow compared to Exile's Reach to get to, like, level 10. But I will have a mount. I haven't been there in forever. All right, there we go. Bumping her up the list. That only took, how long have I been live? 51 minutes. Honestly, not bad. Under an hour, including the countdown. Can't complain too much. All right, let's click her on up the list. I'm going to mail her some basics this time. I'm not going to try and do the level up in complete isolation thing. That's a pretty name. I can't believe that that wasn't taken. I like the short ones. I like that it's only like 5 letters. I'm going to send her a pack of bags and a pack of bags and a little bit of gold. Think of the male grays you can get. That's a good point, actually. I haven't leveled out here since they let us mog gray and white transmog, so I might be able to get some cool stuff. Went with the thick tendrils. Yeah, she's pretty. Thank you. I like her so far. I know this has been like a crazy long process, but I feel like I feel like it's working for me. All right, containers. I'm going to give her 1 reagent bag because I'm pretty sure I can equip them early. It can be 32 slots. That's fine. I'm going to be a little bit cheap about this. I don't know why. And then we can also just give her regular bags. If we're looking at slots compared to price, we can give her 32 slots for 34 gold apiece. So I'm just going to buy like 4 of those. I haven't decided on if I'm going to mess with professions. I'm not against it. Usually for leveling, I give them urban mining, and then if need be, I swap later. But if I want to be like invested in the professions, then typically it's a good idea for me to start them early. I like doing leatherworking on hunters, but I don't want to leatherwork in Dragonflight for like gold making. And I don't know if there's a really a good reason for me to be leatherworking just on my own. She's also not a bad contendant to be a jewel crafter if I had any notions of it's not a bad contender for jewel crafting if I had any ideas about that, because you get like a, oh, she's cute. You get racial bonus. Stepped away for a minute, missed what you made. I have made a Draenei hunter named Aerith. You can switch professions. You can drop your professions and pick up new ones. It does mean kind of abandoning the progress that you had made up to that point, though. All right, so here, I'm not going to immediately disable all my add-ons because I might actually use some of them. So we're going to throw Gladius into a rough spot. We're going to Gladius test 5, get rid of that. We go into edit mode and we put on my standard UI, and that's good. We go into details toggle, and then if I click on this, I do have Leatrix working, so that's good. If I go into my journal here, I can get my Ohuna perch, I can get my mailbox. I might need to turn on a couple extra action bars. Make sure I turn on auto loot as well. Auto loot. Auto loot. Auto loot on. Here we go. So I want to throw the Ohuna perch down here. So I'll have mail. I'm going to give myself heirlooms, and then I'm going to hate the way that I look for half an hour. I'm going to throw my heirloom mount, my chauffeured mechanier's chopper into my mount keybind so that I can scoot around. I'm going to get myself a nice little moth. Maybe the Ammonvale moth. Is that a real thing? There's an Ammonvale lashling. I thought there was an Ammon moth. I mean, there's lots of different moths. Here, you can have an ashwing moth that just to hang out. Now what? Oh, heirlooms, that's right. Can't forget heirlooms. Is there a mailbox down this way? Am I tracking mailboxes? Townsfolk, I'm tracking way too many things. Let's turn some of these off. I don't need the battle master or the barber or the banker or the auctioneer. I'll keep profession trainers. I'm not too worried about repairs. I might actually care about stable masters. You know, I am a hunter after all. The Ohuna perch you buy off of the Centaur Renown vendor. You need a certain amount of Centaur Renown in Dragonflight, but then you can get the Ohuna perch off the Renown vendor. Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe there is a mailbox right down here. If there is, then I'll save my cooldown. I will not forget to put on heirlooms. I still feel like I miss, oh yeah, there is a mailbox right there. That's handy. I think I was confusing it with like the, I guess Exile's Reach, where you can't mail yourself stuff right away. So there we go. Nice little pack of this. I guess back in the day you used to mail yourself heirlooms, so it was more. Oh wow, that's so much bag space. That's so much bag space for a brand new baby alt. Holy moly, that is she will never run out of room. Okay, so hunter. So we've got helmet, shoulders, cloak, chest, pants, bow, ring, should be a neck somewhere. There's my neck. We'll do 2 trinkets. Do I want to do a confluence? Yeah, it's got some agi on it, why not? And then throw all that on and then see how we feel. I'm going to be direly in need of transmog, but that's it later. I can only equip 1 item in the Ghost Pirate ring. Oh, pardon me, I need to do the other one. Wrong ring. I can fix that. Dread Pirate ring. You can have 1 Dread Pirate ring and then 1 Ghost Pirate ring, apparently. And then I don't need to hold on to those items because I can actually mog them. This is always unfortunate. I've been over this outfit for a long time, but you don't have to wear it for super long. We can figure out a nice basic transmog later on. And what kind of buttons do they give you at level 1? Just steady shot? Okay. Yeah, you get a little bit of jewel crafting skill. There is something kind of nice about not having a lot of buttons. You know, I don't have options right now, and right now I don't need them. We're in good shape. We're looking good. I missed the side braid already. It'll come back. I definitely won't be. Oh, I should kill something while I have my confluence buff up. I learned arcane shot. That's good. I want a little bit more volume. We do have game sound. Yeah, there we go. I knew it was on. I'm gonna have to figure out for once and for all what my keybinds are gonna look like at some point, because every time I do a hunter, I keybind them a little bit differently, and it's a big mess. Use the old Shami set instead. I could, but this is the one that I upgraded. Also, I don't know if I like that one all that much better. I think I kind of burned out on all of the heirloom appearances. We can mog them before too long. As soon as we get to level 10, we're able to mount. But yeah, I didn't upgrade duplicates. I only upgraded the main, like just 1 set per armor type, I think, to level 60. You are able to get a pet at level 5? It looks like you get your tame beast at level 5. I think if you do Exile's Reach, they might teach you a little before then. They might get you in a little faster than that, but I think actually Amon Vale's not going to be too bad with the heirloom mount. I think it's just the travel time that usually makes it rough. I wonder if I'm going to want to... I don't think I'm going to be wing clipping a massive amount. I wonder if I want to throw it on actually another action bar. Make sure I have them. Where am I? Usually I have extras. Edit mode. What action bar is that? 3. Show buttons. Thank you. Yeah, I want to throw it on like a shift mod button. There we go. Because I don't think it's gonna come up a ton, but I still want to have a keybind for it. You made a hunter? I did make a hunter. It only took me 45 minutes of discussion and soul searching to get there. You get the pet after you rescue the soldier from the ogre warlock. Getting faster at making them, at least. It felt like a lot longer while I was doing it, but then when I actually checked to see how long the stream had been live, by the time I got in, I was pretty impressed. I guess I wasn't recustomizing an entire Drakthir. I didn't have, you know, 6 pages worth of character options to contend with. I think that this choice of character is a little bit influenced by, my recent adventures in Solo Shuffle, and by, I think, nostalgia that I have for playing just random low rated BM Hunter Arena in Cataclysm. Because at the time I had a Draenei BM Hunter. She was on like a RP realm. I put one of the, like, I earned one of the PvP transmog sets, and then I wore it forever. And I would just run in and I would just chase people around and shoot them and then hope that they died. I didn't have any strategy at all. It was so much fun. Okay, I think they want me to save the survivor with, there we go, with our racial, which is kind of neat. Wonder if you knew how to make a fresh 70 in PTR. I don't know if they have character templates right now. Well, there you go. I was copying my 70s is how I was doing it. I would character copy a level 70 character that I had from retail. I don't know how you'd go about it if you didn't have one handy. Shoot them until they're dead sounds like a sound strat to me. I mean, I can try it again. Maybe that's the move. I might have to actually come up with some sort of plan to get people into traps, though. And it's going to have to be better than Scattershot, because Scatter now DRs with traps. So if you scatter trap somebody, the trap is only going to be half duration. I was wondering for a while why all of the hunters that I kept running into were just like winging, just absolutely winging traps at me without any, you know, anything to guarantee that I would land in them. And I'm like, what are they doing? And then it occurred to me that they may not have a better plan. Especially in Solo Shuffle, where you're not exactly coordinating with your teammates to like set up stuns for it. Wouldn't bet on it. Copy character's broken for me. Oh, that's a bummer. Better than my strategy of shoot them until I'm dead. Do I have one XP locked for chromie time purposes for gold farming? No. It's people do it. People do it to great effect. Not really super my thing though. I like to keep leveling my alts. I do like making gold on them while I'm leveling them, but just kind of incidentally. I enjoy just kind of picking up some old crafting mats and maybe a couple of transmogs to sell along the way. I've gotten so much fast. I mean, I guess things make a big difference. Heirlooms make a big difference. The heirloom mount makes a big difference. But I'm just kind of thinking about how long this took me to do when I had very first picked up WoW and I had the, you know, the box on my desk with all the CDs in it, and I don't know, I guess just getting used to keybinds goes a long way. I was a clicker for a long time. I think a lot of us could relate to that, especially if WoW was like our first MMO, or at least the first one that we put a whole lot of time into. It's pretty wild how much faster you can go once you're just kind of used to it. I need a couple more of these. Wonder if I would ever lock a tune to play through a whole expansion. Could be fun. I think the thing that stopped me from doing that is that I always figured, well, I could just take the experience, and then if I want to play through the rest of the expansion, there's nothing stopping me from, like, you know, tracking trivial quests and just doing it the old-fashioned way. Except that there is something stopping me. It's the thing that stops me is that I have other things to do. Like, once you've leveled out of it, usually I end up getting all whisked away with whatever modern content there is out there for me. And then, of course, you wouldn't be getting all those delicious Chromie time drops. Pro laptop clicker here. Voice is soothing. Thanks for content. Aw, cheers. Hunter locked at 50, so I can solo farm Doomlord Kazakh and Doomwalker in Outland. That's smart. That is smart. What if this is the hunter where I figure out what hunters do in dungeons? Oh, that's a lot of buttons. All right, I know I put Cheetah over here. Feed pet I'm actually going to keybind onto you know, like a, not a very big keybind, but I'm gonna bind it. And then Tame Beast can go on a sidebar, actually. Show buttons. Hang on. Yeah, let's keep that always visible. Tame Beast can go on a sidebar for the moment. Beast lore, I'm not going to worry about too much. Dismiss pet, I think I may want to have that on a keybind. Just in case. Just in case I have to jump down somewhere and I do not trust my pet to come with me. So I'm allowed to tame a pet now. Am I just taming a moth to have a moth? That sounds like me. I don't think they'll let me keep a volatile mutation. Hello, are you the one? Is this my destiny for the moment? I guess it doesn't have to be my destiny forever, but there is something about the first pet that you tame. Oh. Yeah, Ujai kind of has the right of it. If you're a preservation evoker and everybody is stacked, you can try and socially engineer them to stack. You know, you observe the raid group in secret for a long time to help ascertain which techniques might be effective. Could it be cajoling? Could it be brute force? Could it be reverse psychology? How will you encourage them to stand near each other? Failing that, you use a bunch of echo, really. And usually I will pick a couple of people, maybe one or two, to babysit that are sort of far out, and I will just make sure that I am echoing them in particular before I'm using like my verdant embrace and whatever, just to make sure that we don't lose them completely. Volatile mutations aren't tameable. I tried. Nice moth. I could what kind of pet is the moth? The moth, I have pathfinding, which makes me think that this moth is a cunning pet. Yeah, so that's a good one to have for leveling. That is a nice one to have on hand. I feel like some of these quests I can just kind of skip. I might have enough experience, or I might be able to get enough experience to just not do some of them. I'm gonna throw this on a bar as well. Add-on or weakor that announces spells and abilities being used in Arena. That add-on is called Gladiator Losa. That is linked in my add-ons Google Doc. I am playing Dragonflight. This is not classic. Oh, I didn't mean to kill that one yet. I am on Dragonflight. I've just started a new alt and I've decided to do 3am in Vale. I do make some WoW guide videos. I do. But yeah, not a stupid question. This is an old zone. This is a vintage zone out here. Oh, I didn't even mean to shoot that one. Okay, we're gonna go here. Where did I get this name from? What is the second part? I think I closed my list of wildflower names that I used to inspire my character name. I wanted to Actually, I can name my my pet anything that I want. So I could name my pet after like a flower or something like that, and I wouldn't have to worry about whether or not the name was taken. I was about to call it Aster, but I don't want to have the same name. I don't want to start with the same letter. These? Also, I have not been looting the spare parts. They're usually around here, but not a huge amount of them. This is sometimes a quest that's difficult to do if there's competition. My what now list? When I was trying to name this character, I decided that I wanted her to have a name inspired by scientific names of flowers. So I was kind of looking through big lists of scientific names for flowers and also common names for flowers. I almost called her Buckbean. I didn't almost call her Buckbean, but I'm almost calling something Buckbean. That's how we ended up here. Butter and garlic. When was the last time there was competition in this zone? Hey, there's somebody else running around. I've seen a Draenei doing something out here. Have we pulled up all the things yet? No, I do need some stuff. There's some weapons. There's some white quality of stuff. That's a good point, actually. That's a good tip. I should stay out here long enough to at least get all of this. There may be other sources for this stuff too, but you know, I'm already out here. I have not found a single transmitter part yet. They're around. They're little gadgety things. I don't have to kill these, but I feel like I may as well. I'm right here. What do you think of the bug? Once you hit 51, that takes away a lot of the dungeons you can queue for while leveling. I hadn't heard of it. That sucks. That sounds inconvenient. I don't do a lot of leveling dungeons, so I think that one might have missed me. I want to, oh, there they are. I want to do more leveling dungeons on this character, I think, just because I'm kind of curious as to how a hunter fits into the group. I guess leveling dungeons are a bit different than modern dungeons. You're just kind of do anything and hope for the best. But I'm going to have to get used to sitting in a queue while doing something else. Maybe I should have gathering professions on this character for that reason, so that, like, you know, if I'm hanging out in Valdrakken and I'm waiting for, like, a solo shuffle queue to pop one day, I can, you know, go fly around and collect some, some herbs, you know, while I'm waiting for it. This isn't Exile's Reach. This is not Exile's Reach. I've come out here for a good time and a long time. Misdirect your friend. I'm gonna get Feign Death at 6. I'm gonna get Hunter's Mark at 7. I'm a little afraid of talents. I feel like they're gonna come up on me really quick. We're already level, well, I guess we're only level 5, but we're maybe about to be a bit more. I've got a couple quests to turn in. Okay, I see. So we're not super far. We're not super far from these. These are pretty straightforward weapon mods, but they are appearances, and I will take them. Explain what Misdirect does. Misdirect displaces your aggro. So you put it onto a player or your pet, or you put it onto a friendly target, and then while the buff is active, all of the aggro that you generate is directed to that target. So you'll see hunters misdirecting the first tank in a raid so that they can throw their aggro on the tank and then just go off really hard with their initial opening damage and not worry about ripping aggro, because they're actually helping the tank get aggro. You can also use it on your pet so that if you are ripping aggro off of your pet, you can misdirect during your big damage to help your pet hold aggro. You can also use it to murder your friends. You can be in a dungeon, you can save up some cooldowns, you can misdirect your squishy little clothy friend, and you can get them killed. They may or may not speak to you again, but you'll have a memory for the bank. Rogues, I believe, have something similar. I don't know the details because who knows what rogues do. I haven't asked them, but I think they have. They tricks of the trade. I don't know. They can do something too. Rogues would never get their friends killed. They are exclusively responsible, upstanding members of their raid groups. Rogues don't even know what rogues do. Shifty bunch. That'd be so unrogue-like. Are you okay? You're not okay. I think I'm gonna find a nice NPC to name my moth after. I think next time I go turn in quests, I'm going to poke around and see if I can find find somebody, some upstanding like juice vendor or something like that to name my my leveling moth pet after. Traumatized healer. Torn rogues. They've been sneaky for decades. One day, I feel like I want to have a couple characters that are just the most ridiculous combinations that are available, and Torn rogues gotta be up there. Love my misdirect macro. Sends it to my pet unless I have a focus. That is handy. Good name or a new pet first? I don't think it's going to be Talon. But I think I'm going to use this pet for quite some time. Eventually I will want more, although I haven't really played much Hunter since Dragonflight, so I'm not super up to date with what with how important pet type is. Clearly we still have passives because I'm getting the movement speed from having a cunning pet, so I'm assuming there is still like the leech from having a ferocity pet, etc., that you might want for your self-healing. Love my only Tauren, a mage? Moojik. Ferocity's best for leveling. I like 8% movement speed for questing. I think that that ferocity pets don't do any more damage. You shouldn't really need the self-healing from leech for leveling unless you're really, really going ham with your pulls. And I think just being able to run around and pick stuff up faster is probably good. Ferocity for life. Tab in the spellbook. It's been a while. Yeah, this is the pet tab right here. So I can see the spells that my pet has, which is where we're looking at our cunning passive here. They don't have their own talent tree anymore. Just quality of life to have your pet leech off some damage. That is true. Your pet would stay nice and healthy. Mojo storms out. Hi, Mojo. Just walking along, cataloging the local wildlife here in Azuremist when suddenly, bam! Okay, if you say so. Vindicator Aldar. So yeah, we can get our crossbow transmog. That was one of the things that we wanted. Oh, no, we're 12 of 12 for Amonvale now. Now I'm worried I'm going to go to Blood Mist Isle and I'm going to find all kinds of transmog, like white and gray mog that I need there too. All right. Technician Zana. That's a nice name. I also kind of like Mura. I think that's a nice name too. Mura's a weaponsmith. Zana's a technician. Isn't there like an alchemist around here somewhere? Let me go around this side. Who else do we have? Anything that makes more sense for a moth? We've got the hunter trainer. We've got the mage trainer. We've got the priest trainer. Timothy's the best moth name. You cannot change my mind. Weaponsmith, cloth and leather merchant. Yeah, I don't know if I would name my character after NPCs, at least not on purpose, but I feel like pets are all fair game. Oh yeah, there's a botanist over here. The botanist is named Teryx. Botanist Teryx. And then the apprentice is Vishale. I don't know, I think I like Zana. Technician moth. Or was the double A there? Name your moth after my puppy Biscuit. Lampestraza. I like that it's like a really old model moth. Right now that's doing it for me. I think maybe later on I might want some higher poly pets, but there's something about those ones that's just kind of cuddly looking. Nishin Daivun. Do I still have the Secret Orc Hunter? No, not anymore. The Secret Orc Hunter, here. Oh, Murrah the Moth. I think that's nice. The Secret Orc Hunter perished in the Great Alt Purge, but their memory will live on. How do I not have these basic weapon transmogs from the basic weapon mog vendor? I feel like you could buy those anywhere. I don't know how I missed all that. Or added to my appearance collection. I'll take it. It bugs me that all the things doesn't catch that. It hasn't figured out like vendor weapons and vendor armor. Oh, I should go check the cloth and leather. Oh, well, I can't. I can't wear cloth. Well, I can't mog. Well, wouldn't there also be a male? If there was a cloth and leather, you know, armor vendor over here, I should just check them. It would be the same stuff you'd think, but maybe I just don't have it yet. Look at all that bag space. Miss giving my crab a knife. The crab shank was, what did I have, like a Cultiran hunter? I had something. All the things is vendor armor. It doesn't seem to be fully working for white and gray armor in these old zones. It said that I was fully collected before I actually was. Love the crab shank. Oh no, okay, so I have that stuff already, but I'm missing those ones. I see. I'm missing a lot of that stuff, but that's a different armor type problem. Okie dokie. I want to keep leveling, but I'm going to get up briefly before my cat gets too comfy in my lap. I'll be right back, and then we're going to head to Blood Mist Isle and then find out, oh, kitty cat, don't get too comfy yet. We're going to head to Blood Mist Isle and then find out that we're missing a bunch of mog from there. Every time I do that, the cat thinks I'm done for the day, and she's gonna start meowing again in about 5 minutes to try and get me to be like, hey, wait, where'd he go? Okie dokie. Yeah, this add-on is all the things. ATT. Oh, all right, we're hopping on our bike. I don't need this in my bar anymore. Oh, I unlocked some more stuff. I'm gonna not worry too much about, well, am I gonna worry about Hunter's Mark? I might worry about it a little bit. It might come in handy. I know it doesn't immediately contribute damage without a talent point, but might need it for something one day. Yeah, Can I Mog It shows the check marks, these like these blue check marks. the yellow one indicates that I learned that appearance, but from a different item. And then it has some different icons depending on whether you've learned something and whether you can learn it on that character. Can I Mog? It's fantastic, though. If you are a Mog collector, or just a person that has any interest in transmog whatsoever, Can I Mog? It's my absolute favorite. I can't play without it. I feel like I'm missing a limb whenever I try and play this game without Can I Mog it. Like, I'll see something in my bags and I'll be like, well, do I know it? What, I gotta mouse over each thing individually? What is this? Am I gonna give her, like, cooking and fishing and stuff? Why do I want to give her cooking and fishing and stuff? I might give her cooking and fishing and stuff. I think it's just because I know there's, like, a fishing quest. There's a... Yeah, over here, they'll train you fishing, and then they want you to do a little fishing. And, please teach me how to fish. Yeah, thanks. And here, I'll learn how to fish all kinds of places. And then I don't even really need supplies. 10 red snapper. There's a quest that's not worth your time. What do you get for doing it? A fishing pole. Oh, use the fishing net to catch them. Oh, okay. For a minute I thought they wanted me to actually, like... I thought they wanted me to actually... Okay, so in Azurmist Isle, I have 22 things collected of 32 available things. I can't believe I haven't thought of coming back and leveling here. Oh, there's something from a rare. There's a rare Blood Elf Bandit that's going to drop me, or that could drop me, some battle-worn grips. Interesting. It sounds like that's a quest, which makes me think that it would be fine, like I would pick it up. Can I have, can I send myself and use mount equipment yet? I can't use mount equipment yet because I'm not technically mounting. I'm just scooting around on the heirloom chopper. They're life skills. That's what I was doing. It was miserable. Your life's about to change. Rip archaeology. I'll say it. I miss archaeology. I feel like it kind of had a real nice niche, sort of on a similar tier to pet battles, where it was something that was so not important if you didn't like it. If you didn't like the minigame, you could just ignore archaeology and not worry about it. But if you felt like it, I liked having some stuff to work towards in it. I felt like in BFA and in Shadowlands, actually there was no archaeology in Shadowlands. In BFA, the archaeology grinds were over too soon. The solves were too easy. And I don't mind having some easy solves, but if I was in charge of figuring out how they were going to do archaeology going forward, at least until someone had a better idea, I would just do it exactly like they used to do it. Nice small dig sites, nothing too big and crazy. And then just have, like, an assortment of, you know, Mog or something. Mog and pets and maybe, like, a mount. Where some of it's easy, some of it's medium. And just have a couple of things that are stupid hard to get. Just, like, that are real rare and awkward and awful. And then that way, if someone really likes archaeology, they have a way to know life and, you know, fixate and prove their you know, love of archaeology, because people be like, oh man, how'd you get that? I'll never get that. You know, that was one of the cool things about, like, what are our different archaeology mounts? Like this thing. Not everybody's, I mean, I guess 8.7% of people have that, but, like, that was quite a farm. That was a good grind to get that thing. And you don't have to have it, but I liked having a couple of long shot items in there. I know there's been some backlash over having really rare, hard to farm things, but especially when they're just cosmetics that you don't, like, need, I always thought it was kind of nice just having the option. Do I have all the archaeology mounts? I thought so. Archaeology. Yeah. Yeah, there's not so many of them. It's just the raptor and then that one, right? Oh, I guess there's Spirit of Ekro as well. I have that. I don't have all of the archaeology Mog, though. So I guess if I really wanted to walk the talk that I'm spouting right now, I would go back and try to get, like the dwarven mage robes or whatever, and then the sword, the Zinrock. Didn't like Legion archaeology, 2-week rotation. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite either, especially because it was like a 2-week rotation, and then the the actual project themselves, if you wanted to do them, was like, here, go collect a lot of fragments. It was something that, it was like the size of project that my brain decides is too much work. I could have done that amount of archaeology if it was broken into smaller chunks, but something about here, you have a long time to get a lot done. It's like, it triggers like, you know, dissertation brain. It's like too big in too large of a frame of time, and then I end up not doing it, and then I end up needing to you know, binge it real quick later on. Gives percentage of who has the mount. That is part of Mount Journal Enhanced. It is mining data from Rarity Rater for that. Checking the collection stats. Okay. One of these. I guess I should update my Hearthstone here. On the release of Kata, got the Ultramarine Karaji Battle Tank when I was level 83 in Oldham. Holy smokes. Stunned they didn't bring it back for Dragonflight. I was very surprised by that as well. I thought that they had every thematic reason in the world, you know, with the Dragonscale Expedition to do archaeology, and I couldn't believe that they just didn't do anything. They must be really unhappy with it. I think it's completely fine to have some stuff locked behind crazy long grinds. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think it should be everything, and I don't think it should be important things that everybody's going to feel like they need. But for cosmetic stuff, sure, you know. I don't think I agree with you. I think that's part of what gives an MMO its charm. Still playing Variable Language Primer. Oh yeah. I forgot that we once worked with I forgot that the winter pelt was not the first. I mean, I guess you also did it in winter spring. There's multiple times when we've learned how to speak with the furbolgs, but I forgot that there was one as far back as this. Hello. Actually, I guess the one in Fellwood is also old. Like it was from once upon a time. I should get professions, eh? What professions do I want? I mean, I guess I'm going to pick up herbalism and mining for now. But I'll need to do some thinking. I could do mining jewel crafting. Am I going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Biggest surprise of the Mount Journal Enhanced is how many people have Invincible. It's crazy. A lot of those old mounts that are pretty rare drops but have been around for a long time and have like really cool models are pretty widely collected. There are a lot of people that have over time... Oh, I see. Generic ones. There are a lot of people that have Invincible. There's a lot of people that have the Tempest Keep mount, the Phoenix. What do they call it? Ashes of Alar. Ashes of Alar is owned by 28.46% of players according to Rarity Rater, because it's just, you know, it's been around forever. It's super unique and interesting looking. It's not very, like, it's not a super common drop, but if you want to farm for it, it's not a hard farm to do. It's just a question of how long until you get lucky. Unpopular opinion, Halls of Infusion is my favorite new dungeon aesthetically. I think aesthetically it looks nice. I think that I'm less concerned about Halls of Infusion than I am about... I'm less concerned about Halls of Infusion than I am about Brackenite Hollow. And the concern that I have with Brackenite Hollow... I guess concern's the wrong word. Trepidation. The thing that I'm waiting to see on is it's just a very densely populated dungeon that seems very prone to accidental body pulls. And that stresses me out. Those have never been my favorite dungeons, where you have to be hyper aware of staying real tucked into the correct corners and like threading your way between the aggro radius of a pack on each side of you. Not my favorite game to play. Not my cup of tea. I have a profession tool that can be equipped. Oh, I can put my fishing pole profession tool on. That's funny. Not that it's going to do me any good whatsoever. It's a default one. It doesn't have any buffs on it. Not even +5 fishing skill, but technically, baby's first profession tool. Ashes of Alar took me literally 3 years of farming with 10 alts every week. Transmog Farm is a Dark Shaman set. Not hopeful. Siege is long. It's a cool set, though. And if you're just working for that, at least you don't have to go as far as spoils or paragons. Siege is a long raid, but all of my least favorite parts of it were on the back end. I remember that from when I was farming for the Korkron Annihilator. out here for? I need all kinds of stuff. It seems like if I want to get all this transmog, the nice thing is that the zone scales with you. I'm not going to out-level it and then go, oh no, I can't continue leveling out here. I need to move on to a new area. Azure Mist, Blood Mist. Okay. It'll be fine. We can. I moused over the rabbit and I saw the all the things text for the squirrels I've loved before, and I'm thinking, have I done that achievement? I have not done a lot of the squirrels achievements. They're all incomplete. The only one I've done is the Pandaria one. I /loved the Pandaria critters. The rest of them, completely incomplete. There we go. We've just found the rabbit. I'll have to keep an eye out for those. There's a new one coming. There's a new one coming in 10.1, I'm pretty sure. Nammy Whammy, thank you for the 34-month resub. Good morning, Hazel. Creeping up on that 3 years. Oh, it goes so fast. What hunter spec you gonna level in? I'm gonna take a look at him. My initial instinct is BM, but I'm gonna take a look at marks also and see how that makes me feel. See what it looks like to me. Do I need I need Moongray's Stag Tenderloin, which, interestingly enough, are actually purchasable. It's actually a genuine crafting reagent and not a quest item, so I could just buy them on the auction house or like mail them to myself. But there's Moongray Stags all over the place here. They're pretty. They're pretty dear. They could make a nice pet too. You of all people not having done the squirrel achievements. I know, right? What if my image is just not very well aligned with who I am on the inside? You know what I have done is the, you know the guild achievement where you have to murder a lot of critters in order to unlock, I forget what it unlocks. There was like maybe like a pet or a title or something on the guild vendor. I have done that for multiple guilds. I know exactly the spot in an outdoor Zul'Gurub where all the snakes spawn, where you just run around. Yeah, the armadillo, where you run around and just annihilate innocent critters. Been there a couple times. This add-on is all the things. It's not technically about leveling. It's more about transmog collecting, but you can use it to track quest chains. I might also set up BTW quests in this character. That might be kind of good too. That might be nice for just if I feel like I want to do all of the quests in a given zone. BTW would be nice. Do I have it set up right now? I do. It's enabled and everything. I have a macro that shows the interface, I'm pretty sure. There we go. BTW. Does it do old quests? I don't know if it actually does, like... It's got Warlords of Draenor and Dragonfly. I wonder if I just didn't download the older things, or if it doesn't have data for them. That's interesting. Showing /love to critters is what you do IRL? Yeah. That's what my consecrate is for. Remember doing that with my guild in the EPL tunnel. Also a good spot. Also a good spot. Yeah, I don't play with viewers too often. Every once in a while we'll put together a group for a piece of content, or like a farm, and sometimes I will list up groups for rares and stuff, but for the most part I play the same way that I play on my off time. Silverleaf over here. Normally what I like having the gathering professions for is just the extra experience of it, and if I'm gonna really go out of my way to try and collect all this transmog from at least these old zones, I think I'm gonna run out of it pretty quick. Like once I get into, you know, Silver Pine and whatnot, I think I'm gonna have more of it collected already. But I don't think I need to worry this much about... a root trapper vines. Are those also not quest items? No, those are proper quest items. Okay. There's so many of them. Moongray's Hunt, there's the totems. Okay. No, I want to do all of them. I want to do all these quests. I haven't sorted out exactly which which quests are going to lead me to the transmog, but my assumption is all of them. Each Xbox is its own add-on on BTW. Okay. So I would need to go back and... I might want to do that. One thing that's been bothering me about BTW is I want there to be images. I want there to be cover images for these. I don't know why it bothers me so much that they don't have cover images. But like whenever I'm looking through this, I just want them to have pictures. I don't know what I want the pictures to tell me. I don't like I understand. I don't know why it bothers me so much. It just looks like it's bugged or something. It looks like it's not functioning correctly, even though as far as I know there just are no cover images. But I feel like it just wants some. Okay. We're halfway through the root trapper vines. We're getting pretty lucky at finding a nice big pack of them. Text should have a background for sure. You could draw images and send them in. Yeah, it's I understand why it wouldn't. It's completely arbitrary, but I just always feel like it hasn't quite loaded right. Need some more peace bloom over here. I haven't been in Ammonvale in a while. It has beautiful music. It's very... I feel like the Ammonvale soundtrack makes me feel like I'm in a spa. I feel as though there should be a lovely stone water feature to gaze upon while you're waiting in the reception area for your appointment. What else do they have at spas? Towels? Mine, some have images, some don't. Bothers me so much. Yeah, I would just want it to be like, even if it's just like a screenshot of like the quest giver or the quest mob or just the area. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I want from life. Okay. Are any of these cool? Are any of these neat transmogs? Some nice like basic weapons. Another crossbow. Goose's McGander, thank you for the 3-month resub. How often do I go to spas? Have I been to a spa? I've been on vacation to places that also have spas. Did I go into the spa? I swam in a mineral pool once, but I didn't get like a massage or any nobody touched me. Nobody came within contact distance of me. Yeah, spa's not a big part of my life. They seem nice on paper, but in practice, I think I would be uncomfortable being that close with somebody that I don't know, just because it's not a normal thing for me. I'd also like feel bad that they like have to, like I know it's their job, but I would feel bad for whoever is trying to, I don't know, help me, because I feel like if I'm that I should just get over it, you know. I'm all about self-care. I'm all about like a nice hot bubble bath at home. Involving others seems odd to me fundamentally. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something I'm not used to. Hi there, Hazel. Hello. And I have a cool aesthetic. Can't wait to see what they get for heritage armor. I'm a bit surprised that they don't have it already. I guess I thought they did. I don't know why I thought they would have heritage armor already. I guess maybe I'm confusing it with Lightforged Draenei that got it by default because they were a heritage, or not a heritage race, a allied race. I need one more of those little root thingies. There's one. At least they seem to have a decent drop rate here. Okay. So chill leveling in old zones. Will I do a stream where you do all the tallest squirrels achievements? All of them! That would be a long, stream. I think 10.1 is going to have different herbs and mining nodes. They have special versions of the existing Dragonflight mining and herb nodes. I forget specifically what they're called, but it's kind of like a new elemental overload type. It gives you, I want to say, glow spores, and you can overload those nodes when you find them. It's not going to be all of the nodes in Zerlite Caverns, but some of them will have the ability to overload. You could do them all in one stream. It would not be super long. Poor Poor bandage trainer. Out of a job. Well, I'm not going to be an alchemist. I already have an alchemist. Am I on this quest? I am on this quest. If we get Moongrade's Buckhides, then they'll give us the boots, and then we can have those collected forever. Do you ever miss your holy priest? And do you ever wonder where she would be if you chose to main her instead? I mean, if I chose to main her instead, she'd probably just be wearing Season 1 tier. Sitting in Vildrak and crafting potions the same way that my evoker is. Sometimes I miss priest transmog. That's the thing I think that I miss the most. Maybe the toolkit a little bit, but for the most part, I find evoker to be more fun to play than holy priest was. But I do miss the pretty robes. There are some pretty dresses that I can put my evoker in, but it's a much more limited selection. I used to have a human / Belf / Worgen rogue main. Went with the Draenei warrior after WoD. She's the best. Nice if there's an innkeeper, a way to always port to the portal room. You like the lizard wings and mobility? I sure do. It can't be overstated how much less trouble I get into when I can kind of cover some of my sins with my mobility. It happens to me all the time in Raid where I'm just like, oh geez, I gotta be over there. I forgot. And then I can just kind of like double use hover and just zoop myself over, like, or, you know, Verdant Embracer. Like, there's different ways that you can cheese yourself back across the map in a hurry to make sure that you get to, like, it was very apparent in Razageth because of needing to be in certain places in time for your knockback and needing to be on the edge in time for the explosion. There's a lot of, geez, you got to get from point A to point B in a hurry. Especially because for Razageth, we were using a weak aura that would assign people to different spots for their explosions in the first phase. So I would get the explosion. It would be the last one of the phase. I would go to the far right side where I was assigned in order to explode. And then we would phase it, and then I would immediately need to get to the far left side to go to my assigned side for the intermission. And because I had already used like a bunch of mobility just to get to the far right in order for my explosion, but I still had more. So deep breath can always help you. Need more male kilts. Yeah, and then negating knockbacks is fantastic. Honestly, just being able to have slow fall on spacebar, being able to toggle slow fall really easily is so comfy once you get used to it, and I feel like I would have a very hard time going back. If I ever did try to main a priest again, I would need to set up like macros or an add-on or something to mimic that functionality with levitate because you know, I had levitate for years and I had it macroed to cast it myself. It was, you know, it was set up relatively well, but it was, I used to die to fall damage regardless much more often than I do now. Did you ever verdant embrace yourself to your demise? I don't think so. If you verdant embrace yourself, you just stay still. Verdant embracing yourself, I think you might be, you might mean something else. If you verdant embrace yourself, you, it's the safest way to verdant embrace because your character won't move. A lot of male trousers get called kilts, but then when you go to mog them, they're trousers. Sometimes the name of an item makes it sound so encouraging and lovely and exciting, and then you actually go to preview it and you're like, wait, this just looks like all of the other ones? What do you mean? I've seen that model before. Tiaras and crowns are the worst for misleading names. Can't figure out the new interface? How did you make it simple again? I mean, I moved all of my stuff to basically where I used to have my add-ons. You can try out the default modes. There's the modern preset and the classic preset. You can try those out, and then if there's any specific thing that you just don't like the spot of, then you just kind of scooch it around. If you want, you can use this one, but this one's very much set up to me and my mouse and keyboard and idiosyncratic brain. I can share my UI, but you know, don't. It It's I won't defend it for public use. It's mostly it's just the way that I like it. It's a very personal thing. Share. Copy to clipboard. There you go. Have at it. Oh, it's not perfect, but it is how I play. Man, that is a big link. That is a scary looking link. I mean, it's not really a link. It's just a import code, but... Oh, verdant embrace someone else that leads to your demise. That I've done frequently. Usually in Mythic Plus, usually when I am not paying attention closely enough, and when I'm just really desperate to give somebody an instant heal. I have done it a number of times on the third boss of the Temple of the Jade Serpent. I have verdant embraced myself through like a firewall or something like that, trying to get to the tank, or into the tank frontal. That's a real dangerous thing to be careful of, is if you're healing a tank with verdant embrace, you need to be hyper cautious of what kind of frontals may be coming at them, because those will super kill you. They are lethal. And in the case of the last phase of Razageth, they can super kill everybody. Rescue me and a friend to my device. Not really, no. I don't use rescue a whole lot in combat because my keybinds for it kind of suck. I have a keybind for it, but because, like with Life Grip, it was a matter, like Life Grip worked well on a mouse over keybind because it just needed a target and then it would shoot somebody to you. But because rescue is a two-step operation where you need a target and you need a ground location, I'm not real good at just winging it off off the cuff. So I will do rescue like for runbacks. Myself and the other evoker will piggyback each other with rescues to help us get back to the boss faster. But like actually I've done it a couple of times in dungeons, but very rarely. I've had like one really, really good rescue in my life. And then I guess I just decided that was enough for me, and I haven't bothered working on it again since. All right, we're level 10, which means we can learn to ride. Will they let us do that here? Learn to ride is over that way. I might go do that right now, because that's going to teach me how to... That's going to give me my transmog mount. I need that immediately. Seeps, thank you very much for the 28-month resub. Thanks for these streams. Appreciate it. Like rescuing tanks that got yeeted into the water in Shadow Moon. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gave up on trying to save people from the worm thing. I've got myself vacuumed up by the worm once trying to save somebody else from the worm thing, and ever since then I've just given up. Oh, that trash before bone mine. Yeah. That's a good spot for it too. Sometimes DPS will get clipped by that also. I definitely had more life grip saves than I've had rescue saves because of the extra step that rescue involves. Rescue is a bit more versatile, but I haven't gotten super comfy with it. I think it's because it needs a regular target and not just a mouse over target, because you need your mouse to be determining where you're going to rescue them to. I will pick a spec. I just want to do my transmog first. I want to get my mount training and do my transmog. I'm hurting in this armor right now. I haven't even put a title on. I've got options. You think anybody will buy my eggs? I've collected some eggs to sell. Nice, okay. So, mounts for the sidebar. Caravan Brutosaur. Hang on a second. And then a lovely Expedition Yak. And then I'm gonna have to figure out what I actually want to ride for like my ground mount. Maybe I will ride an Elec. I feel like we've got some different options. I haven't ridden an Elec in a while. They're too big though. Maybe a Talbot. I think a Talbot is like a nice Draenei hunter, like a Draenei hunter kind of a mount. Rune Strider? Dream Runner? Mm. Yeah, I like this one. I like the Amethyst Rune Strider. Okay, for her baby transmog, I think I mostly just want to put her in, I mostly just want to hide most of her stuff so that I can see the character and then just give her something real plain to wear, real straightforward. Something still hunter-like, though. The problem with the mail armor is all the low-level mail armor was originally like, I don't know, it looks like warrior armor. I miss when they could wear more leather-looking stuff. I feel like I would put her in like some fuzzies. Wow, I really have no... I thought I had more than this. Here, we'll give her a nice swashbuckling tunic, just a nice shirt. And then, no, she looks a mess. She looks an absolute mess. What else do we have? We have expedition gear. We have a bunch of, you know, like shop ensembles. They look kind of goofy. I've worn this before. This is one of the Trial of Style pre-made sets. I just want her to look, you know, chill. Kind of casual. Kind of, you know, like she's busy. Denoria, thank you for the 5-month resub. Even though I can't always watch your live stream, no, you have my Prime sub. Aw, shucks, thanks. You guys getting your, remembering to redeem your Prime, battle pet. There's little XT is in the Prime rewards for the next month or so. I mean, that's kind of a nice shirt. I could also buy her an actual shirt to equip in transmog, and then wear that instead. I feel like I like these pants actually. I feel like I want kind of a dark color that sort of goes with them a little bit, but it's just something very plain, but not like ugly. Also, probably not a robe. I would wear that, but like in a matching brown, but I don't think I have it in a matching brown. Because this is quite a dark color. It's not black, though. Tiberian, thank you for the 13-month resub. I already have full XT. It's actually one of the first things that they're offering that I don't have yet. I don't have it. So I need to probably get myself some Prime set up again. Because I bet you it's not going to be the last thing that they find that I don't have yet. This looks a mess. This is no way to live my life. I'd be better off just throwing on the swashbuckler's outfit and then hiding some stuff. Not even to look like a pirate, just to have some clothes. She looks so silly. Maybe she needs a different bow. Maybe I'll feel better about it with just like a standard issue, regular old bow. It's kind of a nice one. Hide everything. Sometimes make an invisible chest piece mog the shirt. Yeah, it's a good go-to. This is not her long-term outfit. I'm gonna need to put together I'm gonna need to collect all the collect some more mog and put something together. But at least she's not wearing the heirlooms anymore, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that she doesn't have that on. Let's give her a spec. If I give her marksmanship, she's gonna get aimed shot, which is gonna take 2.2 seconds to do. Whereas kill command's kind of instant, so I feel like that's what I'm gonna do. Nice bow coming in the trading post Monday. Yeah, I saw there was like a nice, pretty basic one. Do I want to invent a spec or do I want to starter build this? Suitable for most content. I think I want to invent my own. Do I want kill shot? Not really. Trailblazer. We'll work with that for now. We'll DIY a spec as we go. Okay. So heading back, I feel like my best bet is going to be just do everything. There's so many different pieces of Mog that I need here that I think that we're just going to want to do all of it. So hide that. We need kill command on the bar. And I think that's it. Aim shot can hit hard. Taking a look into the Wild and Warmongering Gladiator sets. Wild and Warmongering. Maybe? I don't remember the specific names of them. Blue and Red Hunter, like, oh yeah. I think that maybe because of her level, I know I own some Hunter sets, like for Hunter PvP sets, but it wasn't showing them yet. I wonder if I need to hit level like 30 or something. Love that simple bow that's coming. Wish there were better bow transmogs for Hunters. I wonder if I'm going to regret not having purchased that Quiver Mog. I wonder if I saved it or if that was from an older month. There was the Trading Post Quiver / ammo pouch. That would be perfect for this. That would have been great. I don't think I bought it though. I think I saved my stuff. I thought I was killing the right Night Stalkers, and I was not. Don't even have a Hunter bot Quiver. Quiver's this month's. I have not a whole lot of Trader's Tender on me currently, but it's possible that I froze it. I should double check and just make sure that I froze it. Just because I might still look in, especially because we've already seen everything that's coming in May. We've seen everything that's coming in May, and the only thing that I feel like I need is the pet, just because it's a pet and I apparently can't leave a pet to cycle out of the trading post. I have an Alarma Dog already, so it's not for the model of the pet, but I just can't leave pets behind. Still have time. Yeah. I just thought it was so cool that it had an ammo pouch option too. Not that I really see myself using guns on this character. Maybe I'll go for the bow that's coming next month is cheap. I think it's only like 50 Trader's Tender because it's like a really super simple appearance. I'm going the wrong way. There's just Peace Bloom over here. Still love my WOD challenge mode gun. One of my favorite ranged weapon transmogs is the scorpion-looking PvP bows from, I'm pretty sure it was a Warlords of Draenor PvP season. They have like animated leg. It's like it's a bow, and it's just like a big ol'. I think there's a couple different colors of it. I had a blue one. It's a big old bow with a big old scorpion, and it's just kind of click clack, and it looks very menacing. And I thought that was kind of neat. Did not see the ammo pouch option. Yeah, it's part of the same. It's part of the same item. It gives you both of them. I'm very tempted to go check in on it and just make sure that I have it frozen, because I'm increasingly thinking that maybe I'll want to get that. But I would need to use next month's Trader's Tender for it. I'm surprised by how many of you are excited about the bow. Recovers, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I love the name Pippin for it. I feel like it's a reference I don't get. The only Pippin I can think of is Lord of the Rings Pippin. Okay, so this quest is going to give me some bracers. Maybe what I'll do is, once I've kind of quested through here and gotten all this white and gray mog, maybe I'll just equip all of that. That's kind of what I want to wear on this character, is just some real basic old transmog. I'm going to check the Trader's Post real quick. I don't trust myself to have frozen the correct thing. I'm going to hop on my main and go take a look real quick. Is this an inn? No, it's not. There's a... Nope, that confused me. This is the end. Isn't it the same model from Excel's Reach? Maybe it's a recolor. Used the silver shovel in my rep pally for many years. Oh yeah, this is the move. I mean, I need slightly better mog, but the Swashbuckler Slops isn't bad. I'm surprised by how often I end up mogging it. I'm quite glad that I bought that. I like the transmog sets they've been putting on the trading posts that are just like costumes, I guess. I like the ones that feel like your character's dressing up for Halloween. Which is funny given that I basically never dress up for Halloween. Yeah, I like to get in the bucket offhand. I'm still waiting for the perfect moment to use that. I see a lot of people in PvP in the Jester Mog. I see that one come up quite often. Oh hey, I sold some more potions. I see that one come up pretty often in Solo Shuffle. I am actually making my profit off this. Not a ton of profit, but something. Alright, we're going to Stormwind. Never wore it yet. Find it terrifying. For a while, I was mix and matching some aspects of the Jester set and wearing them, but I wasn't wearing the helmet. I forget what. I forget which parts of it I was wearing. I had some transmog set saved, I think for my Evoker, that was kind of combining the Jester set with the shop set that looked like, let me see if I can find it. No, that's just the Fire Plume set. There's no Jester set involved. I was kind of mix and matching it with the Fire Plume set, but I don't remember how. I must have deleted it. It was incredibly cursed when it first came out. Without the helmet, what's the point? Way to get even more trading post tendies. I kind of like the current model in that I feel like I'm able... It feels more special for me to pick out the things that I know that I want, knowing that I can't afford all of it. But, you know, stuff will still cycle back around eventually. And then I also kind of like the cap on tenders that you can earn in a month, because it means that when I inevitably eventually get super lazy and stop going real hard and farming tender in the first day of the month, that I don't have to try that hard in order to get my stuff. Like, it'll kind of happen as I'm playing, and I don't have to worry super hard about... Like, if they raised the cap, I feel like I would eventually reach a point where I felt like I needed to grind it. And I like that right now it's just kind of like a battle pass style thing. Where, yeah, so I have frozen the Trapper's munitions. I can't afford them currently, but I have frozen them for next month. So I can get that quiver / ammo pouch that sits on the back of your belt next month with that tender. Assuming that it fits into the budget. What if I just end up in Trader's Tender debt, sort of, where, like, every month I can't quite afford everything, and I just keep freezing a thing and freezing a thing. I'll pay for it next month. I'll pay for it next month. Just forever behind. I need to start saying no to some stuff. Forbidden Reach major achievement. I need a book to spawn in my Scarab vaults, so I don't have the achievement finished, but I've done everything that I can do for now. I need the Old Gods book to pop up in the vaults. Okay. I want those pants. I would wear those pants. Ravager scale pants. Beast of the Apocalypse. So we need to keep working on Totem of Dicty using the clothes provided to me. Go across the river. Destinations on the other side of the river. Okay. Oh, maybe I should get myself some water walking. Let's do that. Let's see what that costs. I know I could buy it from miscellaneous mount equipment. I could buy it from Nat Pagel. But 383 gold is more gold than I currently have on me. It might be worth buying and mailing to myself, just so that I don't have to bother with going all the way out to Pandaria to buy it. I want to train cooking. Who can train me? I don't know why I want to train cooking. This shouldn't be important to me in any way. but I would like to train cooking. I have a cooking recipe. I want to learn how to make the roasted moongrace tenderloin. Why is it so expensive? Maybe I don't want to learn it. I guess for completionists. All right, I'll post it. If I get 24K for that, then I'm not going to cook. That would solve that problem. Would you teach me how to cook? You're a paladin trainer. You're a priest trainer. Fatty, thank you for the 33-month resub. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm just gonna mail her the mountain shoes real quick. How do you farm profession rares in the Forbidden Reach? You can just buy the items on the auction house. Most of them are really cheap. You can buy as many of them as you want. You can just look up a list of them on Wowhead, go shopping. You spend like not a crazy amount of gold, and then you can just summon them yourself. Some of the items I bought like 30 or 40 of them, so I could just kind of keep going back over and over again and resummoning and resummoning. Alright, I'm just going to send her some inflatable mountain shoes to help her cross the river more quickly. I think I've already spent more... I've already put more time into giving her this equipment than it would have taken her to swim across the river, but... might come in handy later. Specific add-on for mounts? What would you like it to do for mounts? My mount add-ons, I have Mount Journal Enhanced, which shows me lots of data and details in my mount journal. It also gives me more filters. So Mount Journal Enhanced is showing me how many people have collected a given mount, how many times I've summoned it, and then it has many more filters for searching through different types of mounts. I also have all the things, which is helping me just track collecting in general. Won the long battle against never getting a water walking mount when they put out the inflatable shoes. I'm really glad they did the water walking equipment, and if anything, I wish that they would... I guess it doesn't really matter right now because you can pick herbs on the back of your dragon riding mount, and those are all that we're really using anyways, but I wouldn't mind if they just added a gathering one too. I think we've all collectively had enough time to like take a deep breath and like calm down about mount equipment. People were livid at the time about mount water walking being taken off the water strider but then put onto mount equipment that you could then reapply to your water strider if you want, and I never quite got, like, I guess I technically understood why, but oh man, it was just such a weird reaction. People were mad about that. People were furious, and to me, it just seems like here's some freedom so you don't have to ride the bug everywhere. If you want to water walk on your bug, here's a free piece of equipment that you can pop back in, and then you can water walk on your bug. Those of us that did the grind. But doing the grind still gave you a free, like a source of, like they would mail you the equipment, and then you didn't have to, and you still got to use your mount cosmetically, but then you didn't have to use the mount if you wanted to water walk. Back before mount equipment, you would see a lot of people exclusively on water striders all the time because it was just technically better to not have to fiddle around with your mounts. And it became way more, I guess, you know, you get to enjoy more of your collection after that. Salty that they brought back Mage Tower, but not the artifact appearances. They'd have never farmed that rep if they knew. Yeah, I guess that's true. I still would have done it for the mount appearance, just to collect the mounts in general, but I guess that is a good point. But they also, you know, like, they added those in, what, Missa Pandaria, and they didn't add the mount equipment until... I feel like there was, like, a real good range of time in which you had to use them. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing? Hello. Farm the rep to get it early? Yeah. Yeah, I guess you guys are right. I hadn't considered all of those viewpoints. But hi, kitty. Hello. With the sunbreak crystal, you look like you're hanging out with a stained glass window. You look like you're in church. Hi. Rainbow cat. There you go. There you go. Comfy cat. I had preheated my my lap with my heating pad. It's my new streaming gadget to have an extra source of warm for hands. Keep the fingers toasty. I end up mostly just using it for body heat, but it's nice. It does help. Okie dokie. What am I doing? We're chasing down totems. Totem of yours is going to be this way. Mount equipment was BFA, so you had the ability to water walk in a map for 3 expansions. Yeah, I would be very happy if they added mount equipment that let you herb and gather while on mounts, kind of like a modal hardened stirrup situation, just because I have both of the shredder mounts. I have the engineering crafted one from MOP, the lumber, and then I also have the lumber extractor. I have Sky Golem and lumber extractor, and I hate them both. They're loud, noisy, smelly, clangy, clinky, smoky old things. I've never liked the vibe. They can't even fly in a straight line. And it bugs me that that's still, I mean, you know, there's other things. You could be a druid. Obviously with dragon riding we can herb. There's options, but like I would be very happy to never see those mounts again, and I can see a world in which I'm going to end up on it again if they don't do something about it eventually. I know you can herb on the spider, but I got the spider because I love spiders. Katie, you have a quest? This totem's underwater. Man, you used to have to do these quests without a mount. You didn't used to have a mount by this time. You would be just running all over the place on your own 2 feet. So I also need to chase down the Prophecy of Velen, because that's going to give me a sword eventually. Seems like I need most of these quests. I kind of want to stick with the totem thing right now, though. This is the last one, and then we can actually start doing, we'll get a crossbow and some pants, and we'll get to finish that one up. So I'll head for the totem next. May have cost a small fortune, but worth it for me. Morning, Hazel. What are you working on today? I have made myself a cute little hunter alt to play around with to enjoy for the last couple of days of 10.07 while we wait for the patch. I settled on a Draenei hunter. She's Beastmaster. She's level 10. She has a nice little moth pet that I named after a NPC in Ammon Vale. Box to the left transmog tracker. This is all the things. This is currently, yeah, basically tracking transmog. If I was missing any mounts or pets or toys from the zone, it would also show me those, but I'm just missing appearances for the moment. Hi. Did you know you're very cute? Yeah, you know. Are you sleepy? She seems tired. I love moths too. I think I'm a little bit glad they haven't updated this moth model. There are new moth models. Cookie McWeak sauce. There are new moth models, but they're you know, they're separate. They're separate IDs, so you can still get these old fuzzy ones if you want. Have I gotten off track? I have gotten off track. I have lost my way. We're carrying on. We're going this way. I want to see the coyotes updated for hunter pets. Okay. One mount equipment that turns you into the mount, like the Sandstone Drake, but for any mount. It'd be kind of neat. I do feel like that ability, though, is a little bit unique to some specific mounts. The Sandstone Drake can do it. I believe the Gift of Onar mount can also do it. And I think it would be, like, there's a little something special about those ones that I think would be degraded a bit if any of them could flip into it. Especially given that it's just a cosmetic thing and not, like, a utility thing. Nelthrax, Enemy of the Sky, congratulations! Have a Draenei Shadow Priest. Meaning to pick up the Pandarian Starter Zone mog, so I made a monk named Bottle Caps. Couldn't figure out what you were after here. Was looking familiar. Mostly just nostalgia. Little fun. Just a little leveling. I just like leveling. I don't know if I'm gonna pursue this character much at endgame. I might not. History says that I won't, but who's to say? But as it turns out, apparently I needed a whole bunch of white and gray mog and a couple pieces of green mog from this zone as well. So it works out that I'm working on something. And then they never did add heritage armor for Draenei as far as I can tell. So it'll be nice to have one ready to go because I don't think I had a max level Draenei currently, anyways. Not post alt purge. This mount that I'm on right now, this is a Ruin Strider, Amethyst Ruin Strider. It's from Argus. It is from just the vendor, just the Argusian Reach vendor. Argusian Reach. I always said Argusian Reach and it always sounded wrong. Are these mogs unique? I don't know if I knew that. I'm gonna have to stick around in the zone and get all of them. Yeah, the music out here is very calming. The color palette's like nice and cool. It's nice and quiet. There's not like a ton of people running around. I do think my pirate mog is vaguely threatening. I do think that somebody might see me approaching like one of the NPCs and be a bit concerned that I'm there to do some thievery. Yeah, no, this one's not a gnome. I have a lot of gnome characters, but not a gnome hunter. I guess I always figured that their pet would eat them. I have a goblin hunter, but I picked like the smallest pet that I could possibly find with her. Still need to get the golden golem thing. Something funny about a holy golf ball. EVA. They're, that's a gorgeous mount. The, what do they call it? The light forged, warframe. It's expensive, but they're awesome. What does it cost? 500,000 gold? It's like 500,000 after rep discounts. They're cool though. Come on. That is so extra. Holy Battle Golf Ball. Haven't been to Azurmist Isle since BC. It's been years for me. I have not been here recently. This is going the wrong way. I don't need the peace bloom. I don't need the peace bloom. I don't need the gold. We can leave it alone. I know that I pick up urban mining for gold and for experience while I'm leveling, but sometimes it can get you pulled out of your way. Still find captives. We need keys. We are getting a few. Make a mechanome. If the pet tried to eat them, it would break their teeth. Hard to figure out how to even get to Azurmist. Darkshore is complicated with 2 phases. Oh yeah, I guess that is true. I hadn't thought to try it on a non-Draenei. Blessing of the Nari is very good. I like having like a little bit extra of a personal self-heal on a class that doesn't have a spammable self-heal. Like it's not spammable, but it's something. The next best thing that I would have on this character would be a Spirit Beast heal if I tamed a Spirit Beast. And I might do that at some point, but I think that Gift of the Naru might come in handy in unexpected places. Won the war of never doing balance of power in my druid to get the Disco Bear. Didn't want to do it on 4 characters. Yeah. Turns out sometimes procrastination pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. Fabius will attest to that. If I really should have done Fabius at the time. Still don't have it. I'm still down 1 fabulous seahorse, but would have been the time to have it too. I could have seen him while I was going to Gezraxes. Be a Taylor, spam bandages. Oh, Fabius. I still can't believe that the one time that I decided to try a camping stream for it, we camped the whole stream, run out of time, gotta go have lunch, see you later, good luck. And then it spawns like 2 minutes after I log off. I couldn't believe it. 5 minutes, yeah. It was and then I've never done another camping stream. The only way I would consider doing it is if for some reason something had possessed me to do like an 8-hour stream, which sounds not like me at all. My headphones would die, I would die, my voice would die, it would be a mess, but if I streamed for like the entire spawn window so that I was guaranteed, as long as I paid attention, to catch a spawn in that time, then I would do it. But just the chance within a 2-hour stream or a 3-hour stream for it to just not show is too high, I think, for me to really want to mess with it. What did they change? Early on in the patch, it was kind of cheesable in that if somebody had aggro on Fabius, he wouldn't despawn. So like a tank could just kind of taunt him, keep him in combat, and then not damage him at all, and he would just hang out, and then people would list big group finder groups, and they would all join in and do whatever it was that you had to do, emote at him or whatever to get the mount. And what they did is they made it so that he would despawn after X amount of minutes no matter what. So there was no more cheesing him to keep him present. You had to be there shortly after he spawned if you wanted to get it. Selfie? Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Selfie camera. Didn't procrastinate the mage tower. Wanted the paladin shield. Hit that place hard until I got that. Yeah. Oh, kitty cat. Maybe I should have procrastinated on the mage tower. I might have a few more brain cells left in my skull if I'd done it later. Legion Resto Challenge broke my soul. It was awful. I can't believe I did that stupid... It's not stupid. It's just, sometimes I insult things when I'm frustrated. I can't believe I did that thing twice. I did it when it was new, and then I did it again. And, I mean, you could also say the same thing about the Shadow Priest Challenge, but something about the Healer Challenge being so long made me feel, after I'd finished it the first time, that feeling of kind of like, oh, thank goodness I'm never going back again. And the fact that that apparently was a lie. Prophecy of Akita is going to turn in way back there, but I'm already kind of close to over here. Cookies, Jumbo, and then also the Missing Fisherman. Do I need those for any of this stuff? Not really, actually. Let's go back to Azure Watch. IT Boss, thank you for the 3-month resub. Hazel, you bring me joy in the days where joy seems so far away. Don't always catch the streams, but when I do, it's the best. Keep it up. Aw, shucks. That's very sweet to say. Ended up doing the last few I didn't care for just to finish. Shadowlands Resto Challenge was marginally easier, but still too long. Yeah. I think that was what frustrated me so much about it, is that the whole thing was so doable, but it was so long and with such a low margin for error that anything that would like basically wipe you from the challenge felt so silly. That also I found tilted me about the Guardian Druid challenge, is that all of the mistakes that killed me were so silly. Like when you're doing the Shadow Priest challenge and you die because there's 45 things that have happened and you've slowly, like whenever, like that always felt very understandable. Like I would wipe to the Shadow Priest challenge and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to pick apart what went wrong here and reverse engineer it and sort this out. And this is very hard, so I understand why I'm struggling with this. But then with the bear thing, I would just be like, oh, I forgot to not get knocked off the edge. Oops. And it would be for like the 92nd time or 45th time or whatever. And I'd be like, I can't believe that just happened to me again. You know, like once was cute, twice was relatable. On time number 45, I'm starting to think there's something wrong with me. There's not, but it's easy to get in your head about it. I do have the Lore Master achievement. My silly death was all Sigrund. Kept being right on the edge of the Valks, would totally disagree. That one was exciting. That was spicy. I'm glad I got the Guardian Bear. That one was such a relief. I think it was the last one that I did as well. I think that getting the Guardian Druid Mage Tower done got me my spellbook mount. So it was kind of two things at once. And I did. I finished it off stream in the middle of the night. And I watched the video back and I wasn't even happy. I wasn't even celebrating. I was just so tired. This is, I think, hi, hello. A bit of a problem with me when it comes to just general motivation and kind of like the work reward cycle is that I'm not really all that pleased whenever I finish things. I will come to the end of a project or something that was difficult for me, and the only thing I will feel is like a bit of relief that it's over. I'm never like happy that it's done. Now what? I want this. I am on this. We need to go. Where? Beasts of the Apocalypse. Prophecy. So I've completed that. Have I turned it in? I thought I turned it in. I've completed that. I need to pick this up from Mordo at the Still Pine Hold. Oh, maybe I need to go back. Oh, up this way. I see. Gotcha. Heading north. That was one where the voice pack helped a lot. With Tunnel and the mechanics, forget about the valves. Having DBM sound alerts set up was the only thing that got me through the Beast Mastery challenge in any sense of order. That one was a pretty straightforward challenge in that it was very scripted. It was very, this happens and then you do this, and then this happens and then you do this. Like you had very specific events that would occur, and then you just had to press the right button on the right target. So the way I dealt with that was I just had a bunch of macros that would target whatever the thing was with the correct spell, and then I changed all the DBM sounds so that there would be a different sound for each different event, and I just ran it enough times to train myself that when you hear the clown horn, you press this button, and when it was very Simon Says. And that helped a lot because that was just such a scripted fight that you didn't really need to improvise very much, you just had to respond correctly to each of the things. Add-on call for quests. This is all the things. It's helping me track the transmog I don't have from here yet. Not surprised by mount drops nowadays. Yeah, I'm feeling that a little bit as well. It's mostly just like I expect to get it eventually, but not on any given pull. And then when it happens, I'm like, hey, look at that. There it is. Tugar made the same macro for my monk interrupt. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, the one with the big worm in the cave. I think Tugar is correct. That Timber Strider is stuck. I wonder if I can help it. Sometimes when I find a mob that's just like horrifically evade bugging in the ground or something like that, sometimes I see if I can stand right on top of it and kill it just to reset the poor thing. It's not that it wouldn't ever happen again, but... Look at the Arcane Mage speed run, it's 45 seconds. Oh man, including the RP, that's crazy. I did Sigrid on Enhanced Shaman, but I had coaching. I had Flabby talk me through the whole thing in real time. It was wildly helpful because he had just worked through it for himself, so he knew exactly which things to be concerned about at a given moment. Okay. I wonder if all this stuff is worth anything. I got a silver bar. I don't remember where I would have gotten that. Maybe a treasure. It's a general bits vendor. I feel pretty confident that I don't need to equip any of this stuff. It doesn't really have stats on it. It's nice being able to just delete everything out of your bags. That I need to send to a leatherware to learn. TSM thinks they're worth 10,000 gold. Although TSM thought that my my cooking recipe was worth 25,000 gold, which I guess depends on how desperate completionists are in the server. Because like a horde character, if a horde player really wanted that cooking recipe, they could just make a Draenei and then get it and then mail it to themselves. You can mail yourself stuff cross-faction. You have been able to since they allowed cross-faction grouping. I guess maybe somebody might not know that. Everyone should have a Flabby. How magical would life be if like on the day of your 21st birthday or whatever, everybody was presented with their own ceremonial flabby to take with you through life. Did the Drenna crash in the woods? The furballs were just like, this is chill. You seem chill. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I think they were having issues amongst themselves and we're just picking a side. Factions are on different servers. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't need to level your Drenna very far though. You know, we got that recipe in less than an hour. Certainly. I mean, I guess it depends on how fast you make gold. Maybe 25k is nothing to people. I would like to go this way. I'm gonna mog these pants. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get these pants. I'm gonna put them on. Hopefully there's the rest of an outfit to go with them, but I don't know exactly what that'll look like specifically. I guess I'll poke around later. This has been fun though. We made it to level 11. We're almost level 12. Oh, I must have another talent point to spend. Yeah, we can get Cobra Shot. That'll be good. One thing kind of fun, soloing island expeditions, selling those mogs. Furbolgs are hairy hippies. They're bears. Are bears hairy hippies? I'm just imagining seeing a grizzly bear in the woods and offering it a friendship bracelet. And technically, the druid werebear form is supposed to be a furbolg. Is it really? Do I see it? I want to say that I see it. Is that just me being agreeable? I kind of see it. I think. Just like a really jacked furbolg that's been shrimping for too long. What is this? It's earthroot. Oh, there we go. That is a sneaky herb right there. It's mostly in the ground, that's why. Furbolg that skipped leg day. These things were spooky looking. I remember getting to farming these in Hellfire Peninsula for a quest in TBC and thinking, man, those things are wild. Banned from the Paralympics. Well, I'll be 20 years old next year. Sounds like we're going to get a big old experience buff for the anniversary event. It's wild to me how fast the last 10 years of it have gone. I remember when it became 10 years old and I was like, wow, that's an old game. What an ancient game we're still playing. And then we just kept playing it, or at least I did. Just kind of carried on. Yeah. Reduces the cooldown to kill command. Okay. I've lost my focus generation button. Steady shot used to, I think, generate focus. Maybe not. Maybe it spent it. It felt like it used to generate focus. Hard to think about. What's the thing that reminds you the most vividly about the passage of time? What thing do you like come across that kind of like brings it home for you? I know for a lot of people it's like seeing children or like people that they knew as children turn into not children anymore and being like, hang on a second, weren't you two? Nephews and nieces? Mm-hmm. Because so much of my life is exactly the same. I kind of figured that my day-to-day life and inner experience would have changed more going like in the last 10 to 15 years, and it hasn't changed all that much. I kind of still get out of bed with the same 2 legs every day. Got married, had 3 children since I started. Saw a commercial for arthritis and then showing my graduation year. Oh. He's turns 10 this year, it's wild. Little cousin Larry was a grandfather. Oh, man. I'm on this quest, so I can get those pants as soon as I turn that in, but we may as well go do the Murlocs thing. They're stealing from the Furbolgs. This would be my 20-year high school reunion. People not much younger than me not remembering non-smartphones. one of the things that occurred to me, bizarrely enough, when I was, and I think I've mentioned this before, but bizarrely enough, when I was watching the Warcraft movie, of all things to make me think of this, is that for a huge part of human history, day-to-day life and experience wouldn't change all that drastically between generations. This occurred to me watching the Warcraft movie because you're looking at Stormwind in a certain era of WoW where you're like, hey, this is so-and-so's grandfather. And then you know that the city looks pretty much the same and people are doing pretty much the same things 20 years later in WoW. It's not like technology. I mean, I guess they just invented guns in that movie, but like, it's all pretty much the same in the different eras of generations in WoW. And that was true, I think. I don't know. I didn't check. I wasn't there. But in huge parts of human history, there's like generations and generations where people were pretty much living more or less the same lives with more or less the same technology, doing more or less the same things to get by. And it's only really in the last handful of generations where the world that like our grandparents lived in and grew up in, or the world our great-grandparents grew up in, is dramatically different than the one that we're, especially in modern first world countries, living in currently. And that just kind of blows my mind a little bit once upon a time in medieval Europe or something, somebody probably could have talked to their grandfather about something that happened to them growing up, and the context wouldn't have been all that different. Kids not growing up with a house phone is a wild thing to me still. Middle Ages lasted ages. Yeah. It's just it's just weird to think about. And like even before like medieval times or Middle Ages, going back into, prehistoric humans and hunter-gatherer societies, and there still are some, but that phase lasted for like an insanely long time relative to progress without changing all that much. Although, I mean, again, I wasn't there. Maybe it changed all the time. Maybe the fashions in hand-fashioned leather gear were super different every 5 years or so, but it's just odd to think of what life would have been like in a universe where you were pretty sure that the general paradigm wasn't going anywhere because it hadn't gone anywhere in such a long time. Like when I was a kid, I worried about what I was going to do to earn a living and to, feed myself. And as it turns out, the thing that I was going to do to earn a living and feed myself, at least in my 30s, hadn't been invented yet. Wasn't a thing. There were precursors to it, but it really wasn't an option when I was stressing out about this as a teenager. That's not something that was true for all of history. I remember my mom trying to reach me and my brothers in the house phone all day, but we were gaming with dial-up. I'm gonna go turn all of these in. But it's funny that WoW is 20 years old. And that seems like such a crazy long time when it's, I don't know, the amount of salience that Azeroth has for me and for, people like us that have spent this much time in it. The way that this kind of feels like a real place, in the way that places of my memories feel like a real place. Like I can't go physically walk around any of them right now, but it's something that would be just so totally bananas to somebody living, 500 years ago. I think sometimes I think about that just because I'm missing that sort of stability of knowing what the future is going to be like and knowing what's going to work and not work going forward. And, there have been times of instability and civilization all over history, but, it'd be nice to just know. Maybe that's a fantasy that was never true, no matter when you lived. At least now we're living in relative physical safety, You're not guaranteed to make it to the end of your natural lifespan, but you've got a much better chance of it than you used to. Oldest character is still my main. She's 17 years old now. Tickle spot in dogs that if you scratch it, they kick their leg. Wonder if they actually like that or if it's annoying to them. My cat sometimes will have that same reaction, except that it's like I've reminded her that she's itchy, but she would rather do it because she knows how to exactly get the spot. And then usually once I'm done, she'll, like, if I do a really good job, she'll be like, okay, fine, I won't scratch it. But then if I give up too soon, she'll change her mind. All right, I got those legs learned. And I have the quest for Chieftain Umuru, which is going to give me a belt that may match. So we want that. Are we going into the cave? Is that what I'm doing? The Kirkin's lurking. Enter Stillpine Hold and slay the Kirkin. I don't know if I remember this. You ever think about how, assuming that there still are generations that are, you know, living and thriving and having time to think about this kind of thing, a couple down from now, like our great-grandchildren, how they're going to consider, like, the times that we were living through, and, you know, whether we will appear, I'm assuming that we will appear just as, like, out of touch, or, not necessarily inflexible, but archaic, yeah. I wonder how archaic we're going to seem to the people of years like 20, what would it be, like 2070, 2080, another 40, 50 years from now? Technologically impaired. What kind of technology are they going to be using that I'm just not going to be able to wrap my old little brain around? Hoping for flying cars. Will I make it to 2070? What am I now? What is it now? 2023? Yeah, I might. Be in my 80s. Something like that. Is that the Kirkin? That is the Kirkin. Oh. So I guess you could tame it. It is a beast. I don't think I'm going to tame it. I think I'm just going to kill it. It's got one head too many. I can't afford the kibble bill. Speaking of kibble, what does my pet eat? What does this moth want? You want any cheese? Do I have cheese? Do I want cheese? Am I hungry? I guess it's quarter to noon. Yeah, I wonder if neural interfaces will be eventually a big thing for controlling technology. I know they're working on it. The whole thing kind of sends shivers through my core. I don't know if I want computers. I don't think I want computers to be able to read my mind, whether I think that I'm in control of that or not. But yeah, I wonder if controlling devices like this with big physical buttons and the tappy touchscreens is eventually going to seem really silly. And people will be like, listen, Grandma, nobody cares what you're thinking. All it's doing is tailoring the advertising directly to you. Yeah. But historically, I've been somebody that hasn't been super, you know, like I have a smartwatch that I will wear. Not so much lately, but that's just been because I've been a little bit, not itchy, but just like sensitive about it. I've been less wanting to wear stuff. Is he in the back of the cave? Slay Chieftain Umuru. Yeah, I think I missed him. I think he must be in there. Neural interfaces scare me after watching Sword Art Online. Yeah. I have never been hyper... Oh, there he is. I was going to say, I've never been hyper good at navigating these interfaces. You know what I think I'm going to do? What? There we go. Problem solved. Job done. My moth will take a second to catch up. Hi, kitty cat. That'll work. For some reason, I didn't clock that these were Moonkin in here. Wildkin. I kind of figured that we were fighting a warring faction of Furbolgs. And it's just now occurring to me that that's not what's going on here. Started leaving my cell phone at home sometimes because I don't need to be tracked all the time. Usually if I'm out for a walk and I know somebody else has a cell phone with them, I will, and I'm going for a walk with somebody, then I'll feel better about leaving mine at home. My main reason why I like to have at least one person in the party to have a phone with them is I have this fear or this idea that I'm going to come across like a lost dog and I'm going to need to call like a number on the collar or like, you know, look up some kind of a number to help reconnect this dog with its family. And if I don't have a phone, then I'm just going to end up abducting this dog. That's my main reasoning. It's never happened and hopefully it never will happen. But it doesn't have to be my phone for that. It just has to be somebody has a phone for like, you know, an emergency or whatever. No, that's never happened, but that's not the only example of an emergency that could happen. When is the tech going to come since electric shocks for the body to simulate working out? Oh, that's been here. You haven't seen the infomercials? I don't think it works super well, but people strap these big old, like, things to their tummies to make themselves get abs while they're watching TV. I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you abs, but it's people been doing that. All love. I was hoping they'd shock some sense into people, but they don't seem to have done that either. Ugh. I'm sure we're not that far away from somebody marketing some kind of a device that you set up to shock yourself to try to do aversion therapy for habits that you're trying to break, especially if they're quantifiable digital habits. It sounds insane, but somebody will do it. Anything's tempting if you've tried everything else. Self-Pavloving, I could see it. I know there's those posture devices that they don't exactly shock you, they just like vibrate to like remind you whenever they're detecting that your posture is slumped forward. Abs as a concept has changed so much from when growing up. Thought it was cool. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't thought about abs a whole lot. I haven't thought about them needing to be visible, you know. Like, I like crop tops, but I don't like them for the purpose of having ab windows. You're right, it takes a pretty low amount of body fat and hydration to be able to like have like a super chiseled abs, unless they're, you know, fake, which is a thing sometimes. Keo, thank you for the 2-month resub. How many abs do you have? Abigail. Just one. When do people find time to work out when they work 9 to 5? I couldn't tell you from firsthand experience because I don't work 9 to 5. But I know some people that will just get up very early and go before work. I know some people will go first thing after they get home from work. Some people do it in the evening. I know the early morning is a pretty popular one. People that can get up like before their kids and before their partners and just like creep out to the gym in the dark of night. Colleagues go to the gym at 5 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, people make it work. I think the reason that morning is more popular than evening is that it's harder to make excuses in the morning. I mean, it's not hard for me to make excuses, but at the end of the day, after you've already put a lot of work in and you've had a bunch of stressful things happen and you're all kind of worn down, you're not going to have as much you're not going to have as much willpower left in the tank to make yourself go do something healthy like that. Whereas in the morning, your brain might not be turned on enough to talk you out of it yet. The problem I used to have when I would work out first thing in the morning is that I would be exhausted. I would, people would be like, oh, you're gonna have so much energy all day. And I would have energy for an hour and then I would be in dire need of a nap, which could be a nutrition thing. It could be any number of things, but I never got how people could like go do like a full workout in the morning and then still be chipper all day. What else do I need here? Show no mercy. That's from the Prophet Velen. Small star. Oh, I'm on the right quest. Look at me go. Crash at like 2 p.m. Yeah. Afternoons are sleepy time. Oh, I lost my pet. I wonder if it was when I disengaged across the cliff. I maybe never got her back. Where is she? There she is. I do know that sometimes taking the easier route of, staying in bed or skipping a workout or, eating the convenient thing that you're craving that's not very healthy is, in theory, giving yourself a break. And in practice, sometimes I have come to understand that these things that are supposed to be indulgences that make you feel better can often do the direct opposite. And make you feel worse. And it's kind of hard to unlearn that idea that, exercising sucks and feels bad, because especially sometimes it's very uncomfortable while you're doing it. And maybe you don't necessarily directly associate the good feelings you get afterwards with the workout. So people do different exercises, like they'll keep like a mood journal and they'll track things like what they were eating and how much they were sleeping and exercising and like how they're feeling throughout time, and they'll kind of chart it over time and connect the dots that way. Or, but I don't know. I think I still haven't quite shaken that notion. I've figured it out for casual exercise, like walking and hiking, and like exploring and getting out in the woods. That I know for a fact will cheer me up, both because it's exercise, but also because it's outside. But I still find ways to talk myself out of like higher intensity cardio. Elemental thing that happens from time to time? That is the Unstable Elemental Confluence Heirloom Trinket. You can get them from the Primalist events. I think it's the 4 things that you combine. I got mine during the Dragonflight pre-patch event, was how I picked mine up. Nowadays swim, gym's too boring. I'm very curious about swimming. I think that if it's convenient to work into your schedule, it can be a very healthy habit to have, because it's so much lower impact than other forms of cardio, and like a really good full body workout. But you also have to contend with like the pool access and the schedule and chlorine and whatever. Maybe dries you out. You can still get the trinket. Yeah, I think they added it back in. There was some kind of acquisition method they added back in that has to do with the Primalist invasions. Yeah, the nice thing about going for a run is that you can kind of pick your own route. You can have it be a very you thing that doesn't need to involve anybody else's schedule or really anything. You can choose your route for anything you want. You can choose the route that has the most cats or the coolest wildflowers, or you saw an owl in a tree on this street one time and now you're going to run by that street every time at the same time because what if the owl is back? Or, you know, this one's got too many hills, or maybe this day you feel like you could really crush some hills, or like this street's kind of busy on this day, so you're going to take this street instead so that it's quieter. You know, you can, I always liked that, being able to kind of piece together different routes based on any, you know, based on what feels right. That's not something that you do as much if you're just going swimming to like do laps in the lanes. Level 14. I have a point to spend here. I think I'll take counter shot and then barbed shot. I want, well, actually, let's take this for now and then I'll go back for barbed shot later. It must be hard to make a living as a chef when your last name is McWeaksauce. You must encounter a lot of prejudice in the workplace. Am I on Show No Mercy? No, I've got a plant. So I still have more transmog left to collect out here. Also, I've learned a wood chopper, or I picked up a wood chopper I can learn. A piece of white weapon that I hadn't known yet. I'm gonna wear that actually. So I want to mog some of these pants. Maybe I'll eat some of that food. Get myself 1 stamina for 15 minutes. Some nice little buff food. I guess I can always just read them. Yeah, so those are the Ravager scale pants. Hand-welded leggings as well. What about the fierce breeches? They might be like a rename. Oh yeah, there's the fierce breeches. So if I want to wear those are kind of shorts, like a Bermuda short. I'm gonna put that on. And then have I come up with any new like white quality armor tops that I would like? There's that one. And I know I got boots that were like that as well, actually. I know that we got like the white fuzzy looking leather looking, I mean, I know boots are kind of silly on a Draenei, but where are they? I saw them. Yeah, there we go. Moongray's linked boots. That's right. There must be pants that match. Maybe I haven't learned them yet. Or maybe there aren't pants that match. Maybe I wouldn't want them even if I could have them. Maybe it's not my destiny. Primal boots and... I want her to just wear something nice and... I don't know, normal looking. I need more white and gray, I think. Loby stuff. That's close. It's a bit too orange. But that's kind of more the vibe that I'm looking for. How about that? Yeah, it's alright. I've seen worse. That's not it. That's not the move. Yeah, these are too fancy. These are too fancy. That's not fancy at all. That's better. Oh, I forgot to save it. Oh well. At least I fixed her pants. The transmog yak is from a vendor in Pandaria. I think Kunlai Summit. Like walking around the pool at the summer at the same time. Gaggle garter snakes at sunbathe. Yeah, those are cute. I haven't seen one in a long time. We get little geckos on the rock walls around town sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna send her back to the Azure Watch. Yeah, this is kind of a cute outfit too. I feel like she looks very casual. And begin to wrap up, but I've got I got more time to work on this tomorrow on stream. I've got one more big old weekend stream left to go before 10.1 comes out. So we can have another we don't have to spend an hour creating it tomorrow. We can actually level a little more. I had a wonderful time today. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate the company. I do garden a little bit. I only have a balcony, but I'm making the most of it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time for another World of Warcraft leveling stream. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.